DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's
Friday!
Nice.
Nailed it.
There's a vibrato at the end of that. That's
Goes
amazing.
with the earrings.
Very nice, I know.
Doing too much.
No, it's perfect. Welcome to Friday, guys. It's September 27th. I'm here with the lovely Brandon. Lindsay, I'm Tori. Al has the day off. Let's get right to it. All right, we're going to give you just a little bit to keep you up to date on the impeachment showdown. So the president threatened the whistleblower last night. Let's take a look.
Whistleblower. Who's the person that gave the whistleblower the information? Because that's close to a spy. You know what we used to do in the old days when we were smart, right? The spies and treason, right? We used to handle it a little differently than we do now.
So if you didn't hear that, it was handled a little bit differently now about spies, a little dangerous to us, in my opinion. Democrats are saying this is witness intimidation. And we want to know from you guys, our DBL Nation, after all that's gone on this week, do you think the president should be impeached? So go to dblvote.com. If you've never done it, do it today. We want you to weigh in. We're keeping this poll active for this entire show. So if you've never done it, we want you to do that. So should the president be speaking this way to a whistleblower who should remain very safe at this point?
Right, I think it's dangerous because it does sound a little bit like a threat. So I think we just have to watch what he meant and see how it moves forward. But I do think that
Call it out. That was terrible.
All right, I said we should watch what he said, right? And let him give him a chance to explain.
Right.
However, I think we are igniting his base. He made $13 million since Tuesday. So I don't know if this is going as well as Democrats planned.
That's a very fair point. Brandon, what do you think?
I think it's one of those things where we have to, sit and wait. I don't want everyone to get upset and start trying to say what they think is going to happen. I think, I want to sit and wait till we see what goes on.
All right, DBL Nation, this is going to be active the whole show. If you never voted before, today's your day. Go and look. Do you think this president should be impeached? All right, this is a live show, and we actually have breaking news coming in from Dallas, where a cop was charged with killing her neighbor. She is taking the stand in her own defense. Kelly, what's the latest in this?
Tori, I'm tracking the latest from the murder trial of Amber Geiger in Dallas. Now, the 31-year-old shot and killed her neighbor, Botham John, in his own apartment. She says she mistakenly went in thinking it was her place and shot him because she thought he was an intruder. Now, Tori, I've been watching the trial all day, and Geiger just took the stand in her own defense. Listen.
I hate myself every single day. I feel like I don't deserve a chance to be with my family and friends. I wish he was the one with the gun that killed me. I never wanted to take an innocent person's life. I am so sorry. This is not about hate. It's about being scared that night.
Now, Tori, Geiger says she thought she parked her truck on the 3rd floor after her 13-hour shift, but she actually parked it on the 4th floor. She says she was on the phone with her patrol partner at the time, the man she was having an affair with. I'll keep you updated. I
don't really care about the affair. That's kind of none of my business.
Yeah.
What I care about is Botham John and a life gone for nothing.
Yeah, and I understand how she says she thinks she was on the wrong floor.
I believe her.
46 tenants have actually said they've gone to the wrong door and tried to open up the lock, tried to open up the door. I'm okay with that, but what I'm not okay with is the optics.
Yeah.
What I see right now is a white woman crying and a white woman trying to use self-defense, saying like, hey, this black guy charged me, when it was his house. He's sitting in his house.
In his
shorts, eating vanilla ice cream. She's trying to say he was saying, hey, in an aggressive manner. And everyone's going to be like, oh, that's a cause for self-defense. He's saying, hey, because you're in my house.
I agree with you.
You're in my house.
Now, can I ask you, will this backfire? Because the jury might be like Brandon and be like, she's doing self-defense?
Right.
Excuse me, that's kind of making me mad.
Yeah. The jury and the judge. This judge is no nonsense, and she has a history of not playing games in the courtroom. And so her saying self-defense is kind of weird. It's like I said yesterday, if you hit somebody and you're texting and driving, you might not go to jail, but tell the truth.
Do it, exactly. It's not self-defense when the man was in his own house.
I'm worried this man's mom would not and family won't get justice, because I think she might get off.
No, Dallas would go crazy.
I think that's my problem is, Brandon, if that's true, let's just watch Dallas go crazy. All right, guys. Well, this is a really touching story. Prince Harry, he's following in his mother's footsteps, literally. The Duke visited a former minefield in Angola wearing body armor. Harry walked through a partially cleared portion and and did set off a controlled explosion, Princess Diana walked through the exact same minefield 22 years ago, shortly before she died. Her actions in 1997 captured the world's attention, solidifying her place in our hearts, and might I add, after she died, a treaty came forward about ending landmines. So not only that, real quick, I just want to give a shout out to Princess Diana and this picture, which I cherish. This is an image that you think is her visiting a hospital, but the man she's shaking the hands with has AIDS. And to this point, no one had shaken a man's hand with AIDS or woman without a glove on.
Wow.
And when she did that, they handed her gloves and she said, no, I want the image of me saying this is not contagious. It spread for the LGBTQ community, for the gay community, for the AIDS community, more than you could have ever asked for in one photograph. So she gives me goosebumps for what she did. She was ahead of her time, and I hate the way she passed.
I just think about the side-by-side photo we just watched and the power in that photo, because he's literally following in her footsteps. And you think about the legacy you want to leave for your kids. And I think about my father and how I literally, and my brother literally went in his footsteps. I went and played professional football. Now my older brother is coaching football with him, and those are my uncles.
That's awesome,
they play football. We literally are using football to help others and to make the world better. You know, I'm not holding people's hands with AIDS or anything, but I'm using my football to give me a platform to help others out there, and that's our London legacy.
That's amazing.
And Diana has always said, there's been several reports that she treats Harry like he should be the next king because he feels like he's following in her footsteps. She had a nickname for him. She called him Good King Harry.
Oh, really?
And so I could see him, because he really does seem like the person that has empathy, is open the same way she is to going and showing that nothing is too big or small for him to tackle.
And just to follow up on that, when I went to London for the royal wedding, the most people said was, we care most about Harry because his mom died when he was so little.
Right.
And we feel like he's our prince in a way.
What about the other one?
Well,
we love William.
Harry was a
you watch
very
Game
young
of
child.
Thrones, he's breeding. There goes a war.
Oh, boy. All right, well, Brandon, when you gotta go.
You gotta go.
Okay, but things did not end well for a passenger who really had to use a restroom on an Alaska Airlines flight, and the flight actually had to be diverted. Here's how it all went down. Take a look.
You wrong. By making 7 people wait here to use the bathroom while the whole bathroom up there is empty is wrong. I don't care how much money you got. It ain't about money. We trying to use the bathroom. So they'd rather let the bathroom be empty up there and let 8 people wait in line to use the bathroom while 2 bathrooms are empty in the front. And he gonna come to me telling me he gonna call the police?
But things got heated and the man was arrested after allegedly trying to storm the cockpit and making verbal threats. Now, I did hear him storming the cockpit is a bit ambiguous, so there's some controversy on that. Am I crazy, or do I totally agree with this guy, and am I insane? Because 8 people in line and then there's no one in first class? Is this classism in midair?
At first, I was thinking you're crazy because you're agreeing with a Jets fan, but when you gotta go, you gotta go. I agree with him because it's like you said, it's 8 people back there trying to use the restroom.
Yeah.
There's 2 open bathrooms. Are you less of a person because you can't go to the bathroom, or you can't pay for first class tickets so you can't use that bathroom? I think that's the dumbest thing in the world. I think sometimes flight attendants abuse their authority a little bit. The other day, I'm flying back from New York here to Denver. They were passing out the Biscoff crackers. I love Biscoff crackers, Tori. Absolutely love them.
Good to know.
So I asked the lady, the stewardess, or the flight attendant for one more. She goes, maybe I'll check in the back, and maybe if we have more. Like, that's coming out of your private stash or whatever.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Rules are rules.
I want my Biscoff.
Okay, that's my problem. Rules are rules, right? I'm not saying you should treat people differently in each class, but if the rule is 1 Biscoff cookie per person, then you get 1.
Are you Biscoff shaming me right now?
I'm just saying. And also, if the rules are use this bathroom and use this bathroom,
but here's the deal.
You can fly JetBlue, which doesn't have first class. Everybody has options.
I agree with rules are rules, but common sense dictates if the man really was going to go to the bathroom in his pants, in which he said he felt like he was, why not allow him?
You're a grown man. You need to just hold it.
Oh, come on, Lindsay. Come on.
You're going to go to the bathroom on yourself?
Biscoff.
There's 2 empty bathrooms. He can't just run up there.
Biscoff. All right, guys, we're going to head it back to the poll.
Crackers for you.
All right, easy. We're going back to the poll. Let's check back in and see how DBL Nation is voting. Should the president be impeached? We have 52% saying yes. 48% no. Now, if you're actually doing a poll, that is between the margin of error. That is almost virtually a tie at this point.
And Tori, I think this is how the American people feel, because Politico recently did a poll, and it was 43-43 split. 13% of the country said they didn't know.
Yeah. Wow. So we are right on the edge there. Well, DBL's live coming up. An Uber driver does something unbelievable for a passenger. Wait till you hear how she changed his life. And caught on camera, a stranger smooches a live reporter on live TV. We'll tell you how she's fighting back. Coming up next.
Kelly Schubert here with the DBL digital team. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending news for you. Happy Friday. We made it. We did it. Let's go to the desk and see what's going on with our host. Hi, guys.
I get the crackers, but it's not that great.
Hi, guys.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up? What's happening?
Brandon seems to think that he should get 10 Biscoff crackers.
Brandon. I'm over here having thoughts. My mom was a flight attendant for 33 years.
She doesn't have to give you 10.
And did you know that there's Biscoff cookie butter? Alex wants you to know.
Oh my God.
You've never seen this? It's the best. And you also know you can get.
If he wants to change it, I will. Just tell him.
You can get them at Walgreens is where you can get them. I've seen them there.
Ask him if not, I promise.
So here's the thing. The flight attendants have to do their job, and their job is to follow the rules, like Lindsay said. I get it. If the man's about to pee his pants, you have to bend the rules a little bit.
Thank you. If someone asks for one extra cracker, is that big of a deal? Is it coming out of their personal stash?
No, but if let me try to explain this. So they bring more food on for each flight, and if they didn't get that second more food, she might have only had one bag, and so she might have wanted to make sure everyone got one before she gave people two.
They were offering the little wafers, and they were offering the Biscoff. No way. But there were people who took the wafers, so that means that there should be extra Biscoff.
Brandon, take JetBlue. JetBlue offers unlimited snacks.
No, I have a deal with United.
Well, you undeal it, and go with JetBlue.
They're supposed to have 3 different choices.
Shouldn't he take JetBlue if he wants unlimited snacks?
You're not giving Brandon 3 choices. You're supposed to have 3 choices no matter what time of day. I only know that because I fly United a lot.
Okay, so I want you following every rule to the T now. Since
I pretty much do.
I want you doing it. Bring it down.
So I threw.
Welcome back to DBL. A woman just trying to do her job gets kissed by a stranger on live TV. So she decided to do something about it. But now people are asking, is she taking things too far? Before we give you the chance to chime in, we'll start by showing you the kiss. Check it out.
It's been an absolutely gorgeous day out today, and it's allowing people to focus on the fun, on the music, on the okay, that was not appropriate, but it's been.
So that is Sarah Rivest, a reporter from Wave TV in Louisville, Kentucky. She and her team decided they weren't going to let the violation be glanced over, so she called him out on air. Not only that, the Louisville police have since charged the man with harassment. Now, it's a misdemeanor in Kentucky, which means no jail time, but he will have a court date. Also important to note, the man did apologize to Sarah. He wrote, quote, "I was wrong to interrupt your job, invade your space, and leave you feeling powerless. I sincerely apologize and deeply regret my actions." So this has people asking, is charging the man with harassment completely fair, or does it take things too far? So head on over to dblvote.com to chime in. Do you think the harassment charges went too far? You were a local reporter.
Right, for a long time.
And you
so,
too, actually.
A lot of different things happened that were, funny, not funny, maybe too far, but it always made me laugh at the end, and kind of, I would never press charges, I don't think. Now, if it went further, I understand why Sarah would get even more upset, and I understand why she took her platform to say how she felt. He apologized, and I think that's enough. If he went further, maybe we need to talk about community service, or even getting him in jail. But all he did is do something funny, similarly to what Erykah Badu did, and I was crying laughing, so I can't be sexist on this.
You can't have a double standard.
That, yeah, it's funny when Erykah Badu does it.
Yeah, I want to see that.
But in this case, LaBeouf did not have that, and LaBeouf obviously
Excuse me. LaBeouf obviously.
I mean, if you're not okay with the other and you're okay with this.
And Erykah Badu laughed about it. She put it on her Instagram, and I was crying laughing. So I can't be biased.
I see what you're saying, but I think we take it as a case-by-case basis because we don't know what Sarah has gone through in her past. We don't know that. She handled herself like a true professional on live TV, and she kept it going. But we don't know what that might have triggered later on when she got home.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
I'm not saying charge him, but if she feels okay with that apology, then everything needs to be let go. But that man needs to do some sort of voluntary community service or pay a fine or something like that. But I don't think charging the man.
And I agree with you, but the consequences have to be there. This is the famous Broadway Joe Namath.
Yep.
Definitely overserved with alcohol. Take a look. This is super famous of being harassing to a female reporter.
What does it mean to you now when the team is struggling?
I want to kiss you. I couldn't care less about the team struggling.
So that's sort of where it can go, and it started there. So if we don't have consequences, does this ever stop?
And it's funny, but as a female reporter, I understand why it's not funny.
Yeah, he was in her face. He touched her. She felt and made a report saying, I felt very embarrassed and unable to do my job. And that's fair.
Right.
But sometimes public humiliation is enough over actually charging
someone. I
someone.
kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
I have to agree. I don't think she should have charged. But that's to each their own. DBL Nation, what did you say? You said, are the charges too far? 72% of you. So really strongly feel it's too far. All right. Well, Felicity Huffman's daughter is actually getting a second shot at school. Raquel, what in the world is going on?
Well, Tori, her daughter can actually take the SAT again. Felicity was just sentenced to 2 weeks in prison after paying $15,000 to rig her daughter Sophia's first SAT score. Since there is no proof Sophia was involved in any way, she's getting another chance to take the test, and reports say Sophia wants to go to college, and nothing is stopping her from doing it the right way now.
That's great. And you know what? I have a lot of anger towards these kids where it should be directed more at the parents. I'm like, look at you. You're so lucky, and you took a spot from someone that could have been there. It's not, she didn't know.
Yeah, but
some of these kids knew. Some knew, let's be honest.
I'm rooting for her. In this individual case, Sophia, I'm rooting for her. I'm a guy that had to take the SATs twice to try and be NCAA eligible to play college football. So she wants to go to college. She wants to better her life. She was a victim in this sense, in a way, but I'm rooting for her, and I hope she has some sort of success story to be able to tell other kids later one day.
The other case, someone just got 4 months, and he took pictures of water polo with his kid in the pool and then photoshopped. That kid knew.
Well, she can actually use her academic power and use that to go wherever she wants to go. And so that's all we can say. And this is going to be the fair way to get into her next college.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let us know if you guys are annoyed by this or kind of think this is fair. Coming up on DBL, an Uber driver goes way above and beyond for one of her passengers. What inspired her to give back in remarkable ways when we come back.
Hey guys, welcome back to Beauty Blast. I'm Jeray Banks, and today we're talking a little bit about red light beauty tips. Now, these are all my professional tips and secrets to make your life a little bit easier, queen. So with that being said, my trick of the day is actually shopping for your beauty products at great times of the year. So a couple times of the year that I like to focus on shopping are going to be when the shopping sales happen. Yes, guys, this is the best time to stock up on your personal kit and even buying a couple other items. Now, a couple sales that I like to pay attention to are the Rouge beauty sales at Sephora. These guys are great for Sephora members. This happens about twice a year, in which you're receiving 15 to 20% discounts from Sephora on products that are there. Now, this never happens in cosmetics. Sales just don't happen all that often in general. So you have to take advantage of it when it happens. Another great sale that I love to go ahead and take advantage of is the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. Now, we're actually just coming to the end of the 21 Day of Beauty sale that happened this month in September, but it actually happens twice a year. This happens in March and September for 21 days, in which each day a different beauty product is 50% off. Yes, honey, you heard that right. 50% off. So this month, there was products such as Peter Thomas Roth Anti-Wrinkle Serum. There was Hope in a Jar from Philosophy, a cosmetic superhero mascara, Tarte blush. The list goes on, my friends. So you have to make sure that you're looking at these times of the year and looking for these sales. Another tip I have is always make friends with someone in the cosmetic industry or someone in that cosmetic arena. So wherever beauty store you like to go to, find a friend, make friends with them. Don't be a fake friend. Actually get their number, text them, say holla at me girl, and ask them when the next beauty sale is happening, and they're sure to have your best interest in mind. Now, if you guys have more beauty questions, make sure to write me at Jeray for the Slay, and I'll be sure to answer your question on the next Beauty Blast. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Welcome back to DBL. Now, today's Hard Threads is all about an Uber driver who changed the life of a veteran. Watch how this chance encounter between strangers is setting an example for others.
After dropping off an elderly veteran at his dirty and neglected home, this Uber driver brought friends together to clean for him. Lauren Mulvihill picked up 89-year-old Ronald Debner from the hospital. When she dropped him off, she was horrified by the conditions of his home. She spent hours trying to find someone to help, but his wife and 2 sons had passed away, leaving Ronald all alone.
And I was like, do you have anybody that's coming back out here to help you? Do you have anybody that checks on you? And he said no, he has absolutely nobody.
So Lauren started cleaning herself and asked her Facebook friends for help. Friends turned out by the dozens to tidy up and rip out carpets.
Friendship, to be together with people who care. I just don't have the words to explain how grateful I am.
Five stars for going above and beyond. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Hi, I am Tori Schulman, and I am DBL's Legal Eagle. So I was born and raised in Washington, D.C., not Virginia, not Maryland, Washington, D.C. What's coming up in DBL that's very exciting is some strong conversations and some sparks are gonna fly. The co-host that makes me laugh the most is Al, because he's funny, and then also Jeff because he's so sad. You're sleeping. Anywho, I'm really looking forward to Lindsay joining the show because she's gonna bring my game up, keep me on my toes, but also get a little taste of the Schulmanator. Instead of saying, he's wrong, he's not. We saw the percentages. I'm always interested in what you, the viewer, has to say. And I'm not scared to debate you because sometimes you win.
Hey DBL Nation, I'm Stephanie and I'm the host on the show that brings a bit of British sass, humour and pretty much annoyance to everyone else to the show. Who can name all of Brandon's exes?
Oh, wow!
It can go either way, you either love me or hate me, I'm like Marmite. Yes. I'm from England, you might be able to tell from my very strange accent. I love fashion. I am the person that you'll go to for celebrity gossip. I am a big gossiper and I love spilling all the information with you guys. It's my favourite thing to do. If this is my sister's best friend, are you kidding me? I'm looking forward to joining the panel full time with Erica, Brandon and Jeff. They're my favourite people ever and I am more than ready to be seeing so much more of you guys.
What makes our show unique and unlike anything else in daytime is we're telling you the truth. This is the way we feel. We're not sugarcoating an answer just because social media tells us to think this way.
A lot of times it comes back to just that people want to be acknowledged, and we're able to acknowledge our viewers in a very real way.
So God forbid there's a shooting or we landed on Mars. I have someone I'm working through this with.
But one thing I love about DBL is our diversity. You see a panel of people from all different walks of life, and that has helped me shape my perspective.
For multiple hours every single day, we do live television. Well, what are some of the benefits from that? The chemistry developed between the hosts. I mean, you can't buy this.
You don't have time to rehearse. You don't have time to have a second take. You can't edit what you're going to say, so you just have to be off the cuff and let your hair down, so to speak. And I think that is what makes us so unique.
Good chemistry,
So
you know? Even
second full weekend, you guys are awesome.
And you're awesome. You fit in like the olive oil of a marinade.
Wow, that's a solid.
You're the base. It's a good feeling, don't you think?
Okay. I thought you were talking salad dressing or something right there.
You're the paprika. All right. It's time now to honor our DBL Superstar of the Week. This Kentucky teacher went above and beyond to make sure a student with a physical disability didn't feel alone on a field trip. Jim Freeman carried 10-year-old Ryan Neighbors on his back using a special harness so she could explore State Park like the rest of her classmates. Ryan has spina bifida, and she normally uses a wheelchair to get around. The photos of Jim's kind gesture have gone viral. Ryan's mom said she feels blessed that her daughter could be included. I think that's
there we go, Ryan. Congratulations.
We love our teachers, and from someone who has a mom in a wheelchair, you often just want to be at the same height as everyone else to get their perspective. It's a very interesting thing. So wonderful job on him just improvising.
And helping her feel included on this field trip is a big deal, something that she'll probably remember forever. So.
And I want to make this Superstar of the Week thing a big deal around here, because in the divisive climate that we're living in right now, we need these stories. We need the hard threads. We need people going above and beyond.
So good on him. Yep. You're absolutely right. Well, let's check back in once more with our poll. I want to see how the DBL Nation voted. Should the president be impeached? It was active all show. We have 63% of you saying no. 37% of you saying yes. Interesting. Strong. Well, we'll see you Monday, same time, same place. Be good to each other. We're all facing an uphill battle. Bye, guys.
What's going on, DBL Nation? Happy Friday to you all. I hope you all have some great weekend plans. Right now, I'll give you guys kind of like a behind-the-scenes look of what goes in between the shows. So, you know, we shoot 6 live shows a day, and we just swapped out from the 11:30 panel, which was usually myself, Lindsey Granger, Tori Shulman, and Al Jackson. Al Jackson is out, so we had a 3-person panel. And now we're swapping it out. You see Jeff Schroeder getting ready. You see Sam, who's our moderator, as you guys know. She's going over notes with Bert. We got Jeray for the sleigh, getting everybody ready, getting that glow off of us. Brianna's Brianna is giving out. My cousin is Brianna, so I keep thinking about my cousins. Brianna's giving us our cards. You're 12:30. See, David Briggs, our stage. What does he call him? A stage director? Stage manager is getting everyone set up and all. So it's kind of and there's Kelly Schubert with news at the moment.
Breaking news. We're tracking the breaking news in the Amber Geiger trial. A lot going on.
And the lovely Erica Cobb is walking up to her seat. So this is how things go in between shows here. Can you do your thing? Hey, hair goes, curl goes. I'm trying to get mine somewhere close to hers. It's taking a long time, but geez, taking a long time. No, thank you. No sweet potatoes. And we have Patty here.
Hi,
Does anyone want the rest of my sweet potatoes?
Anybody want the rest of it?
I just don't want any more. I'm full.
She don't want any more. She's full. So this is the behind the scenes look at what it looks like at DBL in between shows. What are you guys doing this weekend? Please write in. We love the way you guys are very interactive with us. We read the comments during the show, and I think the show's starting now. So I'm just gonna go to my desk. Love you all. Thanks, guys.
Should the president be impeached? We want to hear from you. Then, a news reporter presses charges against a heckler who tried to kiss her on live TV.
That was not appropriate.
So, what consequences should he face? Plus, Justin Bieber's wedding is already causing drama. Why the venue has a big problem on their hands. And a teacher's heartwarming gesture goes viral. What he did to make sure one of his students didn't feel alone.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. Erica Cobb, do us the honor, please, girl.
Oh, that's right. It's Friday.
Yes! Oh, it feels so good. It is Friday, September 27th. I'm here with Erica, Jeff, Lindsay. I am Sam. Al has the day off. Let's get right to it. The impeachment showdown. Here's what you need to know to keep you up to date. Take a look.
Whistleblower. Who's the person that gave the whistleblower the information? Because that's close to a spy. You know what we used to do in the old days when we were smart, right? With spies and treason, right? We used to handle it a little differently than we do now.
And Democrats are saying this is witness intimidation, and we want to know from you, DBL Nation, after everything that's gone on this past week, do you think the president should be impeached? Go to dblvote.com, weigh in. Lindsay, do you think that the way Donald Trump is talking about the whistleblower, do you think that that is okay? Is that witness intimidation? Yeah, for sure. We shouldn't be speaking like that because we have this whistleblower in place for a reason, to keep people in checks and balances. So that's not the way to move forward. But I think to say it's a threat might be going a little too far, but he shouldn't be speaking like that, right? Let the investigation play out. And if you didn't do anything, then everyone will know that you didn't do anything and you will continue on. But I do see that it's igniting his base, and he raised $13 million since Pelosi announced that she was going to do this inquiry into it. That's what I'm sick and tired of. I'm sick and tired of political loyalty affiliation. If someone is doing something wrong, don't you want them weeded out?
Well, yeah, but Sam, the reality is people don't see it that way. But I have to disagree. I think that this is an absolute dog whistle. If I am someone who is in power and I don't get my hands dirty, then I put a dog whistle out to the people who are loyal to me in order to take care of my lightweight. That's what I heard when he said that about the informant.
What do you fear will happen?
I fear that we have a real security issue for this person. And if we have a security issue for this person, that's going to serve as an example for the next. It's like, leave this person here, violate their safety so that everybody else gets the message. It's very mob mentality.
All right, well, let us know, DBL Nation. We do want to hear from you. As of now, 58% of you say yes, you do believe that the president should be impeached, while 42% of you, 43%, it's almost half and half. So continue to weigh in, and we'll check back in throughout the show. Well, new information coming in right now from Dallas, where a cop was charged with killing her neighbor, and she is taking the stand in her own defense. Kelly, please fill us in.
Sam, right now I'm tracking the latest from the murder trial of Amber Geiger in Dallas. The 31-year-old shot and killed her neighbor, Botham John, in his own apartment. She says she mistakenly went in thinking it was her place and shot him because she thought he was an intruder. Sam, I've been watching the trial all day, and Geiger just took the stand in her own defense. Listen.
I hate myself every single day. I feel like I don't deserve a chance to be with my family and friends. I wish he was the one with the gun that killed me. I never wanted to take an innocent person's life. I am so sorry. This is not about hate. It's about being scared that night.
Sam, Geiger says she thought she parked her truck on the 3rd floor after her 13-hour shift, but she actually parked it on the 4th floor. She says she was on the phone with her patrol partner at the time, the man she was having an affair with. I'll keep you updated.
Wow. Jeff?
You know, listen, I feel bad for her. She sounds remorseful, but it doesn't mean, okay, let her go. You know what I mean? This is still so ironic to me that you walk into your apartment, you don't know that it's your apartment. Like, I would realize right away that it was my apartment, and you don't ask, what are you doing? I mean, I said the same thing before, but like, hey, what are you doing in my apartment? Not just like, hey, there's somebody here, like, I'm going to shoot them.
Right, or you don't recognize that the paint color is different, or the rug's different.
Because in that moment, you're going to freeze and look at your surroundings and be like, what's this person doing?
Pisses me off, though, because I was watching the trial yesterday and this morning, is the fact that she has now been caught in so many inconsistencies with her story, saying that she gave commands, she yelled commands. That's not true. According to, I guess they have really paper-thin walls in that apartment building, and all the neighbors said they never heard any commands. They literally just heard door open, gunfire. So, and then a collapse.
Right.
So if she really is that remorseful, why would she change her story multiple times?
Well, you know, I don't know that. Obviously, in the heat of the moment, I have no idea how people's brains work. But I do know that she's had plenty of time for clarity. And if she is saying, if what she testified to is consistent, then that means that she never should have tried for self-defense. Why self-defense if you truly believe that you wanted him to have the gun instead of you, that you know that he was an innocent person? Self-defense implicates the victim.
Right.
And the victim did absolutely nothing wrong. So if that's how she felt, then she should have pled for a manslaughter charge over self-defense, because now his name is being thrown through the mud.
And we didn't even see tears roll down her face when she was just crying. So that's my problem. I also agree with Erica saying self-defense doesn't make any sense, because she walked into his apartment. And so it's kind of just weird, because his family is probably watching this and getting more upset than someone who just owns up to it and says, hey, I didn't mean to do this. Just like if you were driving and not paying attention and hit someone, you own up to it, you might not go to jail.
And don't you lock your door after a 13-hour shift? Like, don't you come back and use your keys to open the door?
Yeah, I think there was something wrong with the door. The door wasn't working.
The door wasn't working. She parked on the wrong floor, and she shot somebody without warning. It seems like a lot's going on.
Yeah, a little fishy. All right, well, Prince Harry, this is a very touching story, is following in his mother's footsteps. Literally, the Duke visited a former minefield in Angola wearing body armor. Harry walked through a partially cleared portion and set off a controlled explosion. Princess Diana walked through that same minefield 22 years ago, shortly before she died. Her actions in 1997 captured the world's attention, solidifying her place in our hearts. Oh, that touches me. It really does. You know, we take our parents for granted. You know, if your parents are still alive, like, call them, say you love them. Just him walking in her very footsteps. I mean, I'm sure he would just, that moment, he felt like he was with his mother, and I think that's very touching.
I think most things that Harry has done in his adult life are in honor of his mother. Even getting married to Meghan Markle.
I do too. And Harry has always been this person that, in Diana's eyes, she looked at as the person she would say, a lot of reports say, as the next person that should be king, because she walks in, I mean, should be the prince, and she walks into his, like, he walks in her footsteps, following her, doing some of the good deeds that we see, walking in those minefields. It's actually an ode to his mom, because a legislation was passed after Diana died that banned landmines, and so she never got to see that come to fruition. And so Harry's walking in her footsteps and actually watching major change happen.
Amazing.
And so that's awesome to see.
Yeah, and that's a huge problem around the world. I'm lucky enough to, like, go and travel, and when I was in Laos, it's a huge problem. You see people all over with limbs blown off because we dropped 80 million bombs on them, and a lot of them are still out in those fields. So it's a huge problem in Laos. I mean, they're dealing with it every day to go out in the fields, and it's still bombs from the war, and people are getting blown up. So we're lucky here. We don't think about like problems all around the world. We just focus on what we have here.
So true, Jeff. So true. Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go. But things did not end well for a passenger who really had to use a restroom on an Alaska Airlines flight, and the flight had to be diverted. So here's how it all started.
You wrong. By making 7 people wait here to use the bathroom while the whole bathroom up there is empty is wrong. I don't care how much money you got. It ain't about money. We trying to use the bathroom. So they'd rather let the bathroom be empty up there and let 8 people wait in line to use the bathroom while 2 bathrooms are empty in the front. And he gonna come to me telling me he gonna call the police?
But things got heated, and the man was arrested after allegedly trying to storm the cockpit and making verbal threats. I don't know. I don't blame him here. I really don't. I understand rules are rules. I do. But at the same time, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
There's nothing
so classist.
Yeah, there's nothing that he said that was wrong. He's right. But do you want to be right or do you want to be successful? Because getting carted off a plane and ending up on the no-fly list is not the successful way of doing it. It was a very temporary problem, and he made it a permanent solution. So he's absolutely right, but we have to make those decisions.
But you have
people back.
too.
That's like 20 minutes, though. What if you really do have to go?
He's a grown man. He can hold it, and he has options for airlines. You can fly JetBlue that has no classes, right? And I'm not saying that it's right. You shouldn't treat people like second-class citizens on a plane, but you also have airline options. And I'm not saying JetBlue was going his route either. Maybe it wasn't, but he doesn't, you know?
No, there's 200 other people on that flight. You got to follow the rules. Everyone has to go to the bathroom. Everyone has to wait. And there's another crime that we're not talking about. You don't wear a hat with the jersey unless you're at a stadium, okay? That's just rule number one. That's the first problem. You can't do that. I had to point that out.
Go Jets, though.
Go Jets. Yeah, that's his third problem. The Jets are atrocious.
From New York, then.
Well, good luck with that.
That's funny.
Sam Darnold.
All right, let's check back in to see.
There you go.
Joel, producer Joel. Okay, Jets fan over there, but he's not wearing the jersey with the hat.
That's what I'm saying. Unless you're at the game, you can't do that.
Okay. Let's check back in and see how DBL has voted. So should the president be impeached? Wow. 50-50. There you go. I think that completely, exactly emulates what America is thinking. So DBL's live. Coming up, Justin and Haley's over-the-top South Carolina wedding is ruffling a lot of feathers. Why hotel guests are fuming. Plus, Tori gets cooking and recreates McDonald's iconic apple pie. Yum. Will she be able to fool the DBL co-hosts? And caught on camera, a stranger smooches a news reporter on live TV. We'll tell you how she is fighting back next.
Kelly Schubert here with the DBL digital team. I want to go talk to the host about the Amber Geiger trial, so let's go.
You really think she wanted
Hey guys,
interesting.
I want to keep talking to you about the Amber Geiger trial. So I do want you to know the door on Botham John's apartment was defective. So he hadn't locked it. So she says it was a little bit open. But again, this is her account. So she says that's what initially made her think there was an intruder in her home, because she says she thought the door was open. Again, this is all her account.
She also said that he charged her when they found him lumped over right next to the couch.
She demonstrated it in court today.
So if you're charging someone, wouldn't you be mid-fall in the middle of the room? You wouldn't be right there on the couch still. You wouldn't be. That's what the prosecution is arguing.
So she says that he was charging at her, saying, "Hey, hey, hey."
None of the neighbors heard that.
Even if he was, it was because she was coming into his apartment. So he was trying to say, "Hey, who are you coming into my apartment?"
But none of the neighbors heard any of that. They didn't hear any commands. They didn't. So her story does not match everybody else's story.
I do think watching her, I watched the whole thing this morning. She was on the stand for about 2 hours. She might come back on the stand after the recess. I do think it was an accident. I had thought from the beginning, oh, she targeted this man. She knew who he was. She knew what she was doing. I don't think that's the case. But just like Erica said, why would you say it's self-defense?
And why be so trigger happy?
It makes no sense.
She just testified that she wants to face consequences in so many words. Then why would you say, like, imply that he did something to you?
It makes sense.
I'd rather her
He did
say,
nothing.
I came off a 14-hour shift, which is not okay. I feel like our police officers shouldn't be stressed to that thing. Considering they're on like adrenaline high the whole time, especially who knows what case she just left. So she should have said, I was on a 14-hour shift. I wasn't thinking right. I was trigger happy, and I am sorry.
And I'm sorry. The judge and jury would be more lenient towards her. I think it might be too late, and this is purely speculation, because the reality is the police arrived really fast, and it wasn't just like. Wasn't about him, it was about her. So I think that she got some bad information, and now she's in it.
Even if it wasn't all legit accident.
Welcome back to DBL. A woman just trying to do her job gets kissed by a stranger on live TV, so she decided to do something about it. But now people are asking, is she taking this too far? Before we give you the chance to chime in, we'll start by showing you the kiss. Check it out.
It's been an absolutely gorgeous day out today, and it's allowing people to focus on the fun, on the music, on the okay, that was not appropriate, but it's been
That's Sarah Rivest, a reporter from Wave TV in Louisville, Kentucky. She and her team decided they weren't going to let the violation be glanced over, so she called him out on TV, saying she laughed only because she felt powerless and nervous. Louisville police have since charged the man with harassment. It's a misdemeanor in Kentucky, which means no jail time, but he will have a court date. Also important to note, he did apologize to Sarah. He wrote, quote, "I was wrong to interrupt your job, invade your space, and leave you feeling powerless. I sincerely apologize and deeply regret my actions." So this has people asking, is charging the man with harassment completely fair, or does it take things too far? Head to dblvote.com to chime in. Erica, take it away.
Okay. I think that it's not too far to press charges for harassment because it is such a low misdemeanor. In terms of having the name put out there, I don't see that being a big deal because this man was looking for his 15 minutes and he got it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This really pisses me off. It really does. I don't think that this guy maybe had a malicious bone in his body, but you completely saw her as an object. You completely invaded her space. You completely humiliated her on live TV. I don't think he should go to jail, but I do think he should face court. I do think he should have a sexual harassment charge against him. You can't just go up putting your lips on people. You can't do that.
As a local news reporter, this didn't happen to me, but a lot of stuff happened to me where people would do things while we were on air to get their 15 seconds or 15 minutes of fame. And I appreciate that Sarah said something on air on TV, but I also laughed very hard when Erykah Badu did the same thing, and we can show it to a male reporter. You know, so I don't want to be biased.
You don't have to be biased. I don't think either is right.
And the male reporter posted it, and so did Erykah Badu on our social media.
Probably
we found
double
out who
standard.
It was. So
probably
yeah, double standard.
But in this case, LaBeouf did not have that, and LaBeouf obviously, LaBeouf obviously kept on moving during the course of this incident.
Yeah, listen, as a former waitress, I used to have men come up to me and kiss me on the cheek all the time, and it's wrong. It is so wrong. You can't just put your lips on someone else's body. You can't. I don't care if it's your cheek or your shoulder or your lips. You can't do that.
Yeah, well, to me, it seems like a joke. And if it was years past, I would say the same thing. It's just a joke. They're just kidding around. But you have to evolve with the times. The times change and you have to evolve. You can't, like you said, you can't invade someone's space, especially now. Why would you do that to another woman? I think it is hypocritical, but I think it's okay for a woman to do that to a man. That's hypocritical.
Yeah, I agree.
But for a man to do that to a woman in the day we live in right now, you just can't. You just can't do that.
Yeah, you're totally treating her like an object, too. I don't like it at all. Let's see what our DBL Nation has to say. Are harassment charges fair or taking it too far? Well, 61% of you believe that it is too far. So thank you for weighing in. Coming up on DBL, Jennifer Lopez and Shakira are bringing some Latin heat to the Super Bowl halftime show. Whoop, whoop. But will there be any special guest appearances? And Tori puts her baking skills on the line and recreates McDonald's apple pie. Will her recipe live up to the iconic dessert? Uh-oh, there's Jeff. I wonder. Find out in Copycat Kitchen.
If you're between the age of 55 and 80, the facts about
What's going on, DBL Nation? Brandon London here with your digital break. Just to backtrack a little bit and kind of touch up on the discussion that we just had just now. I kind of agree with Jeff on this one because I know it's a double standard, Kelly, but at the same time, I think it's a lot different when a man comes up to a woman and does it rather than a woman doing it to a man. I also don't feel as though he should be charged with sexual harassment.
I feel a lot differently about this because I have worked in the news business for my whole career, so this has been like a touchy thing for me from the beginning because tons of people come by your live shots. You're just trying to do your job. Not only are they screaming expletives, but to try to come up and kiss somebody, that's just, and I understand he had had a few drinks, he apologized. I don't think he meant to cause any harm. I don't think so. But still, like, maybe just think for a second about what you're doing before you do something stupid.
It's hard to think when you got some bourbon in you for certain people, but still, at the same time, I love what Erykah said about you wanted your 15 minutes of fame.
When she said that, I was like over here going, that's exactly what he wanted. That's exactly what he wanted.
So I think charging him maybe a little bit too much, but public shame.
He already got the public shame. He has been publicly shamed.
And I think that he should
volunteer. It's on a national TV show now.
He should volunteer and do some sort of community service or work in the community with women
something
who
like
feel
that.
like they've
I think
been
that'd be
harassed.
good. DBL Nation, give us your DBL take.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brandon.
to DBL. In 1968, McDonald's hot apple pies hit menus nationwide and forever changed many people's lives, or at least their fast food orders. Our very own Tori Shulman takes on the iconic dessert in today's Copycat Kitchen. Enjoy.
Take your ready-made puff pastry and cut it into thirds. Portion out the apple pie filling on half. You can use your knife to create 2 diagonal cuts on the other half of the pastry. Wet the edges to secure a seal. Fold the pastry over itself and then use a fork to create this cute little seam. Brush an egg wash on the pastry. Sprinkle a little cinnamon and sugar for a sweet treat. Now the only thing left to do is to see if my co-host can tell the copycat from the original. All right, so the next step is just to have the people test the baked apple pie. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, Exhibit A.
Can you give me a little smaller piece? But that's good. That's really good.
Okay, and now we're going to option B. You ready? So as you're chewing, I want you to think, which one is the copycat and which one is real?
That was good.
Okay.
But the only reason I'm going with that this is the real one,
right,
and the B was fake.
Yeah.
The first one was a little crunchier.
A little crunchier. Okay.
I don't even know what that means, though. That could be the real fake
You
one.
look ridiculous in that mask. Next up, we have Stephanie. Nice, girl. All right, ready? Open the mouth, and we have Exhibit A.
Oh, wow, big.
It's a big one. I didn't mean that. It's a lot. Sorry. Now we're going to give you... Ready?
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, very large. I'm very sorry. Which one is real? Which one is the copycat?
I think the second one is the copycat.
Last up, we have Erica Cobb with their Copycat Kitchen. Exhibit A, Erica, go ahead and open.
Oh.
She's like, please don't feed me. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, again, I want you to digest, think about, slowly. Which one's the copycat, Erica, if you had to make a choice?
The first one.
Interesting. You can remove the mask. We tricked one. Erica Cobb, the copycat, was number 2.
I'm shocked.
I know, she seems it. Well, head over to dailyblastlive.com/recipes for all the copycat recipes. And let us know, guys, what classic dish you want us to feature on the next Copycat Kitchen. We'll be right back.
They're both very good.
They were delicious. I've had 5.
Promotional consideration.
I think, you know what, I'm just going to walk around and just ask people what they're doing this weekend. And since Kelly's getting ready, obviously I have to start with her. Kelly, what are you doing this weekend?
I'm doing this event at Denver Milk Market called Thriftopia. It's a vintage event, so if you're in Denver, come by and buy some vintage clothing. You can get a glass of wine, get a little food.
Selfie with you?
Sure, you can get a selfie with me. I don't think I have any fans,
You're
but if I
such a
do,
celebrity.
come on by.
Rosalind, what are you doing this weekend?
So my friend bought a home, and she's having a housewarming party.
Fancy. What do you, so what's a good housewarming gift?
I was wondering the same. A candle.
DBL Nation, can you write in what do you think is a great housewarming gift? Because we want to make sure Rosalind shows up to the party and just doesn't bring like the bottle of wine and all that. No, you got to go thoughtful.
Something bigger, right?
Is this their first house purchase?
Yes, the first house.
You got to go big. Don't
Pressure
do a
is
fondue
on.
maker or anything like that.
Okay,
Something
no
they're not going to
fondue.
use. You know what would be great? So, you know the ice cubes?
You don't
They're
go
not
that
real
big
ice
for a
cubes.
housewarming gift.
No, okay, so get this. I think these are great. You know the metal ice cubes?
Yeah.
You put them in the freezer and then you put them in your drinks?
Yeah.
Bam, metal ice cubes.
That is a great. I feel like I've bought those for a housewarming gift before. Actually, we have those. Chris loves those.
We're here.
Yeah,
We're here.
people love those
We're here.
things. That's a great gift, Rosalind. Good idea.
We're gonna go ahead and fancy over to Mike Better, who knows what he's doing right now.
What's
Remember,
up?
you're on the company internet, so watch. What are you doing this weekend?
What am I? I'm not sure. I think I'm just gonna be relaxing and enjoying the nice fall weather we've been having.
That sounds boring. What are you really going to do this weekend?
Probably just have a chill weekend, like I said.
Oh, look who's here, the lovely Stephanie. What are you doing this weekend? What are you?
So cute, that outfit.
What are you doing this weekend? Okay, great. So what I'm doing this weekend, DBL Nation, tomorrow, Saturday, I am doing my first sideline reporting for a college football game. You can check it. It's UMass versus Akron. It'll be on Flow Sports for the live stream, but then it'll air on Nessun, which is the TV channel out in New England. It's New England Sports Network. My first time for college football. I went to UMass, so they're bringing me back. I can't wait to walk through the new performance center that they have. Not just to like look at myself and like the pictures and stuff, but just it's one of those moments where you feel proud, you know, because just my story to get to UMass was like this whole thing, and look what it's launched to. So what are you guys writing in? What are you guys doing this weekend? Write in and help Rosalind pick the perfect housewarming gift. Is that what you call them? I say metal ice cubes. See you, DBL Nation.
Welcome back to DBL. We love sharing your comments. What do we have, Erica?
Yeah, Michael Loveland says, oh wait, no, sorry. XOXO says, right, she's still criminalizing a totally innocent victim. And there's a lot of that.
Is that the Bob and John case?
Exactly. Yes. Lizelle Durden says, a badge is like having a license to kill. Murderers are walking out with no accountability. So
it's a great point.
Yeah.
You know, if anything, you should be at a higher standard. You should have, you would have more weapons training, more hopefully de-escalation training. So you would think by you having a gun and being in those situations that you would have been able to handle that better than the average citizen.
Right. So, this is far-fetched, but you ever see those movies when, the things pop out, and if it's not a bad guy, you keep going through?
Yep.
What happened to that training?
Police
you know
Academy.
what I mean?
Police Academy.
I know. It's a lame example.
Here's what's coming up next.
Wedding bells are spelling drama for Justin Bieber and Hailey Baldwin, why hotel guests are furious at the couple. Then, a woman makes a dangerous mistake when she confuses hot and spicy wasabi for something far more innocent. And fat cats are tipping the scales in record numbers. Do we have a feline obesity problem on our hands? More DBL when we come back.
Hey guys, welcome back to Beauty Blast. I'm Jeray Banks, and today we're talking a little bit about red light beauty tips. Now, these are all my professional tips and secrets to make your life a little bit easier, queen. So with that being said, my trick of the day is actually shopping for your beauty products at great times of the year. So a couple times of the year that I like to focus on shopping are going to be when the shopping sales happen. Yes, guys, this is the best time to stock up on your personal kit and even buy a couple other items. Now, a couple sales that I like to pay attention to are the Rouge Beauty sales at Sephora. These guys are great for Sephora members. This happens about twice a year, in which you're receiving 15 to 20% discounts from Sephora on products that are there. Now, this never happens in cosmetics. Sales just don't happen all that often in general. So you have to take advantage of it when it happens. Another great sale that I love to go ahead and take advantage of is the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. Now, we're actually just coming to the end of the 21 Day of Beauty sale that happened this month in September, but it actually happens twice a year. This happens in March and September for 21 days, in which each day a different beauty product is 50% off. Yes, honey, you heard that right. 50% off. So this month, there was products such as Peter Thomas Roth Anti-Wrinkle Serum. There was Hope in a Jar from Philosophy, a cosmetic superhero mascara, Tarte blush. The list goes on, my friends. So you have to make sure that you're looking at these times of the year and looking for these sales. another tip I have is always make friends with someone in the cosmetic industry or someone in that cosmetic arena. So wherever beauty store you like to go to, find a friend, make friends with them. Don't be a fake friend. Actually get their number, text them, say holla at me girl, and ask them when the next beauty sale is happening, and they're sure to have your best interest in mind. Now, if you guys have more beauty questions, make sure to write me at Jeray for the Slay, and I'll be sure to answer your question on the next Beauty Blast. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. We are live. Let's get started. Justin Bieber and Hailey Baldwin officially tied the knot last year, but next week they're having an extravagant ceremony at a South Carolina hotel, and guests are not happy with them because the spa, pool, and a fancy restaurant are off limits for 48 hours. Also, the Biebers can party it up without the general public watching them. And apparently, Justin still hasn't figured out what he's going to wear yet. He wants your help deciding which of these tuxes he should rock. Clearly, that's a joke, right?
I hope so.
Clearly.
Yeah,
Erica, if Anthony came down that aisle in that tie-dye suit, what would you say, girl?
You don't mind it? Oh man, I'd be pissed.
Well, it was my second wedding, so whatever.
What do you think about the hotel? Would you be ticked off paying $1,000 a night and then you can't use any of their facilities?
I'll be ticked off if I showed up and then I couldn't use the facilities, but if the hotel told you, like when you booked online and saying, hey, we have someone more important than you that's there and everything else is shut down.
Oh, look at Erica shaking.
No.
I was just joking.
I've had this happen.
Really?
So,
What?
yeah.
Who was there?
Your favorite.
When Stefani was there?
No.
Ooh.
Your favorite place.
Bill Murray.
When I went to California and stayed at one of your favorite hotels.
Oh, I have many favorite hotels. Okay, what happened? What did they do to you? What'd they do?
There was a few celebrities there. There was also a wedding happening. They closed down the pool and the spa. We didn't have access to it. And then they just completely forgot that there were other people staying at the hotel. So you're paying, and I don't care if you're paying $10 a night or you're paying $1,000 a night. It's completely irresponsible for a hotel to stay open if they know that they're not going to
have that person buy it out then.
But did they tell you in advance?
No.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't told in advance, and I don't think they were probably told in advance either, because they're like, too bad on you. You have a story to tell that you were at the same hotel as Justin Bieber.
Who cares?
Staying at the hotel with same hotel as Justin Bieber does not give me the vacation that I was looking for.
And do we all love going to a hotel pool? I do.
Yeah.
So if that hotel pool was taken away from me, I would be ticked. I would.
You look like you're about to cut somebody.
I would. That's the one thing I tell my husband. Like when we went to Aspen recently, the hotel pool had like 12 chairs. All of them were taken up. I was so upset. I was like, all I want to do is lay by the pool. And there was no options because all the chairs were taken. And that's how I would feel about this South Carolina hotel. What are you going to say, knowing that you love the Biebs?
First of all, I would sleep in my car before I paid $1,000 for a hotel. Just out of principle alone. Get real. And I mean, who uses the amenities, to be quite honest
I
with
do.
you? Really? Okay, well, I don't.
You don't go to the pool?
I pretend like I'm going to work out on vacation. I don't even know what the inside of those gyms look like.
You go to the pool. You go to the pool.
I have a pool.
I know, but if you were in Vegas, you wouldn't do a pool day, Jeff?
That's different.
That is different.
That's
No, it isn't.
Here's the thing. I might trade off just to know that Biebs is getting married in my hotel, and I might wander down to the party and maybe party with the Biebs. That's a good trade-off.
That's not going to happen. They have security. That ain't going to happen.
I'm pretty slippery.
This is Jeff Schroeder.
Slippery? Because you were at the pool all
Used
day.
to call me Slippery Pete because I was all lubed up.
Whoa. Whoa.
You had me until there.
Whoa.
It's Friday. You like it.
Sam, can I?
You can give him a half spin.
Half spin.
There you go. There you go. Did you give yourself a toot?
What?
You give yourself a toot?
No, I had an itch.
I thought you gave yourself like a choo.
But everyone else is thinking about me all lubed up.
Okay. All right.
I think we got to the bottom of that one.
Yeah, we got a lot of usage out of that one, Jeff. Reese Witherspoon is opening up about motherhood and becoming a mom at 23. Watch.
You know, to be totally honest, it was scary. I was scared. I didn't know what it was going to do to my job or my career. Your entire life will change. Everything. Everything you believe, every piece of food you eat, every piece of independence you have. You can't go out without thinking about another person.
Sometimes I miss pre-parenting Sam.
Man.
I love Sophie, and I love being a mom, but sometimes I miss pre-mom Sam.
I love the, I want to say this right, being irresponsible. I love being irresponsible. Like, my wife just posted a picture of us like 5 years ago.
Like going out on a whim.
Like, it might have been a Tuesday. Who knows? I don't know.
No, Jeff, because I see what you have and I see the type of father you are. And I'm trying to tell you.
I'm a parent too.
Oh, now. Oh,
yeah.
now. Every time I'm like, what about me? You're like, Brandon, you're a little narcissist.
I'm a parent too.
But he's a dad, so I'm trying to relate to the dad aspect of it.
Okay, relate to the dad.
Thank you. I mean, being irresponsible is not as fun as it used to be anymore.
I know. The
And
grass is always greener.
Yeah, I see the fun that you have with your kids. I'm like, that's the type of dad that I want to be. Now, could I do it at 23? Absolutely not. At 33? Absolutely not. But I turn 35 next month.
You're ready,
Time
Brandon?
to start making some babies.
Really?
Time to start making some babies.
Don't just make them because you're 35.
No,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I want to make them because I just want to pass down that legacy. Like, I still want to be able to play with my kids when I'm 50.
Yeah, I had the same thing. See, it sounds like you're getting ready. See, it sounds like you're there. I wouldn't trade what I have now for the world. You know what I mean? But you don't think I want to kick open those doors and the sun start coming up one more time?
I know.
I appreciate the transparency because for the longest time, no one was transparent about parenthood. Everything had to be positive, positive, and nothing's going to be positive all the time. But having that knowledge makes people like
More
me
equipped.
able to make better decisions about what's right for my life.
Yeah.
So I really do appreciate that people are more honest about what life is like.
What's one thing pre-mom Sam misses the most?
10 o'clock dinners, 9 o'clock dinners.
Oh, yeah.
Now
That's a good
parent
one.
Sam is in bed by 9 o'clock.
By 9 o'clock?
Easy.
Oh, man.
Oh, I'm in bed by 9 o'clock.
Lights
Because you're
out,
up at 5 and you're exhausted all day long. Because when you do get off work, you don't have a moment to lay back.
Yeah.
You know, from 3 o'clock now, from 3 o'clock till 7:30, you're chasing a toddler.
What time did you go to bed before?
I'd probably go to bed around midnight.
What?
Yeah, and then wake up around.
I'm already in bed by 9 and I don't even have any kids. I'll be in bed by 5.
You will be, Erica. Yeah. Good luck. Good luck. It's worth it, folks. It is.
It's worth it.
Jennifer Lopez and Shakira are co-headlining next year's Super Bowl halftime show. Stephanie Jones, how excited are you?
Like, my level is up here when they made the announcement just yesterday, and everyone else is just as excited. We're all getting ready to dance right along with them, but first,
You gotta say something. I don't think your mic works, Steph. Let's click that bad boy on and start from the top.
This is live TV.
Back in the cage.
It still doesn't work. It doesn't work.
No one can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Let's play a bit of Jennifer Lopez to celebrate my silence. We are live, darling. Sorry for the little technical issue. Just catching you all up to speed. That's Shakira and J-Lo are going to be performing at halftime at the Super Bowl, and they'll be taking the stage on February the 2nd, 2020 in Miami.
Stephanie, do you think there's going to be any surprise guest musicians?
Okay, so I think Pitbull 100% is going to make an appearance because him and J-Lo are tight. But who do I want to see? Ricky Martin, let's be honest. Yeah, I'm hoping Living the Vida Loca will be out there. I'm hoping.
Oh, I hope
I'm
so
praying.
too. That's a good one, Steph. Maybe you should be the booker because that would
awesome.
really solidify the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah, I want to just see all Latin. Everybody Latin. Pitbull, everybody Latin. Go get down there. Mark Anthony come in there.
Everybody
Ricky
Latin.
Everybody. I mean, I don't even care.
Gloria Stefan.
What Latin? What type of Latin music?
Glorious.
Bachata, salsa.
Oh my God!
I'm sick of hearing about this,
You
Brandon.
went to a Latin concert on Friday,
I'm
and
sick
now
of
you're
hearing about
Latino.
it. You went on one date with a Latina chick, and now you reckon you're like Mr. Salsa himself. Jesus, it's two-step, darling. Continue on practicing. dancing, babes.
Can you interject, please? They're trying to rain on my happiness.
I can't interject here. I'm glad you're happy, Brandon. I'm glad you're
Thank
happy.
you. I want to live La Vida Loca too.
And
What's
that's
wrong
hey,
with that?
who doesn't want to live La Vida Loca? Thank you, Steph. But we've got another obesity epidemic on our hands. 50% of cats, Munchkin, are overweight. Even though they may be better snugglers with that extra fluff, it can cause health problems down the road. Yeah, as a mama of 4 cats, 2 of my cats are pretty obese. And it's sad, and I have them on Kitty, the really fat one. When he walks, sometimes his tummy drags. He's on weight management food, so I don't know what to do. I guess try and get him more exercise by playing with him with more toys. But some of them have thyroid issues, and Kitty has a thyroid issue.
Dude, I don't know what to say on that one. I don't know.
It's not healthy for them, though.
That thing looked like a cartoon.
I know it's not healthy for them, though.
Of course it's not.
My vet said this cat needs to lose weight.
Look at that thing. Looks like a shark.
A shark? How does it look like a shark?
I don't know. Look at those eyes, and it's all
I was thinking
fat.
more like a walrus.
Yeah, I don't know about a
I'm
shark.
not a cat guy, but that's kind of cute.
They're very cute.
That's really
the
cute.
chubbier, the cuter.
A chubby cat.
Yes.
That's kind of cute. Let's be honest.
No, it's not. I think it's seriously. I think it's a reflection of like America, because aren't like 1 in 3 people considered obese in America, and then 50% of cats. So
and that's right.
It's not even making a joke. It's kind of like a reflection of what you do. Personally, you kind of do to your
What
pets.
are the cats supposed to do? What are my cats supposed to do? They lay around all day. What am I supposed to do with them?
Well, I'm not a veterinarian. I'm just saying.
But what am I supposed to do? I have them
Take
on
'em
weight
for a
management.
jog.
What?
Take them for a jog.
How?
At least put it on a leash.
Good luck wrangling a cat. Good luck.
Sam, your cat is overweight.
I
You
know.
can wrangle an overweight cat.
I can start throwing like toys around with him more, but poor Kitty.
Come out with a cat workout plan.
Kitty,
Yeah.
I know. If I had a treadmill, maybe Kitty would go on the treadmill.
I don't
know.
think so.
No, if I put like treats on the end of it?
You think you just walk all day till you got
Maybe, if there's a treat dangling.
Wow.
All right, cool. Good story. Coming up on DBL, a woman confuses wasabi for guacamole, why she thought she was having a heart attack, and you, the viewer, are our 5th host. More drama surrounding President Trump, but should Congress impeach him? Your comments on that next.
Cats. Cats and being put on blast on national TV.
See, cats are
you
tough.
welcomed it.
Well, no, it's tough with cats because a dog you can take for a walk.
Yeah.
A cat does not listen to the owner.
don't
You
you-
can't take it for a walk.
Minus the thyroid problem, don't you control what your animals eat?
Yeah, they're now on weight management. The problem with having 4 cats is I can't give them isolated food at different times. It'd be too much. I mean, I guess I could. I just don't have the time to do that. Like with 1 cat, you can give them probably portion control. But with 4 cats, I just let them free feed. So
Yeah, no, I
think-
get it. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, if you have 1 cat, not you specifically,
Yeah.
and I
You can
feel like if
portion
you're
control.
overweight or if you have a dog, you're going to give your dog bad food too, or your animal bad food too.
I think cats are
I don't
tougher,
mean it in a demeaning way.
Yeah,
I'm just
I
saying.
know. Cats are tougher though because you really can, like a dog, you can really throw the ball to them. You can take them on walks, but cats just lay around all day.
They have their own personalities.
I don't
Gray.
know.
Yeah.
Never had kids.
Yeah, they're all on there.
That's enough, right? Yeah. I'm thinking about getting a
He's
dog.
the only gray one.
Just thinking about
yeah,
it.
he's the overweight
You
one.
travel way too much for a dog.
Yeah, but you put
Okay,
it in a
I'll see if I
dog
can
hotel.
find
You don't
one
want to
better
pain.
him.
Do what you want. We already had this
See.
discussion. I'm telling you, you're going to hate that. You're going to resent your dog. Because you travel every weekend. You think you're gonna go to the kennel and then put it in and then get it up.
Can't.
Why not?
Because
There's
it's
no
not fair
way.
to the dog.
He wants a dog.
It's not fair to the dog.
You can't every weekend.
He's not going to be there.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you're not gonna Instagram this little puppy?
Because I'm at the house all by myself when I am home.
No, you're not home enough.
See, that
Brandon.
is
You are
a-
not home
see?
enough.
It's selfish.
You're not home enough.
We have
We've
2
had this
people
conversation.
and a person that comes to walk the dog, and we still can't manage it. I'm ripping and running up and down the street trying to walk my dog
You should
every
be a little more
single day.
responsible. I got a little time.
I am
I got time on my hands to go walk the dog. Like I can go walk the dog.
I do have time on my hands, but you see how that works out for me every day?
Welcome back to DBL. For most of the week, Trump's possible impeachment has been dominating the political headlines. You can still voice your opinion by going to dblvote.com. So let us know, should the president be impeached in your opinion? Now it's time to hear from you in today's fifth host. So let's get right to your comments. Take it away, Erica.
Tony says, if found guilty of not upholding his oath to our Constitution, do it. Otherwise, get on with people's business. I think it's important to hold people accountable, and I really do think that this isn't a gray issue. I think it's very black and white. Did he violate the oath of the office, or did he not? And if he violated the oath of the office, then we need to move forward with the impeachment, same as any other president, past, present, future.
Susan says, no, mainstream media drives a narrative of the left and always wants to make a mountain out of an anthill. I think it's molehill, right? Make a mountain out of a molehill. It's like a Sam comment. So I agree with you. Social media, everyone drives a narrative to the left, but it also drives it to the right. So you have to look in between the lines and see what's right. And don't you want what's right for our government? Regardless of what side you're on, regardless of who the president is, don't you want what's right? Let's get to the bottom of this, like your person said, Erica, like Tony said, and let's move on.
Absolutely. Jeffrey says this is the second time he has asked a foreign government to interfere in our democracy. No matter what party you're in, this should offend you. I look at it like he's come out a couple months earlier. We did the story about how he's come out and said that he would ask a foreign government to get dirt on a political rival. So I'm with you guys. Let's the facts come out. I don't want to listen to the left. I don't want to listen to the right. I want to listen to facts before we impeach or we don't impeach.
Well said. John says no, he should not be impeached, and the no's have it by a long shot. The Dems have tied up our government and public funds on a witch hunt that's lasted nearly 3 years. This is what I fear. I fear that no matter what, if you're a Republican or Democrat, that you're only going to listen to those talking points and you will not even look at the facts. So I'm open-minded. I'm going to wait and find out what those facts are, and I just want to weed all of them out, whether it be Joe Biden, whether it be Hillary Clinton, whether it be Donald Trump. I'm ready for our leaders to actually be authentic, honest individuals, and I feel like we haven't had that in a really long time.
Yeah.
Lizzie says, turning a blind eye to this will be the beginning of our last days as a great nation. No one, not even the President of the United States, is above the law. My gratitude is to the whistleblower. Lizzie, I appreciate your comments, and I think we have all seen what happens when miscarriages of justice actually catch up with us. It means that there has to be a leveling out of some sort. My fear is that we are going to have our egos driving this more than what's great for our country, and I just hope that it's not the end of us.
I know. Well said. Well, thank you for writing in, DBL Nation. We do love hearing from you. We've been tracking your vote all hour. Should the president be impeached? Let's look one last time. See, can you believe that? It just keeps sticking right to that middle ground. Yeah. Nothing is changing. I believe even if facts come out, people are still going to be blind to their political party. And I think that's going to be the death of us. I really do. So, well, there you have it. 49% yes, 51% no. Well, coming up on DBL, wasabi and guacamole look very similar. But wait till you hear what happened when a woman confused them. Oh, no. DBL Health Alert is next.
Ooh, welcome back to DBL. That was a clip from the new movie Playing with Fire, starring John Cena. John Cena! Is that right? Okay. Yeah. Well, the movie comes out this fall, but a nationwide contest for first responders to meet John Cena starts now. And we know we have a lot of DBL Nation viewers that are first responders. So I sat down with the WWE star to get the details, so take notes. That's in today's Chatting with the Stars. John Cena, welcome to Daily Blast Live. First off, congratulations on making your official Fast and Furious debut. But I must ask, the photo they put on Instagram, Vin Diesel is in front of you flexing. So do you think he's doing that on purpose to outshine your magnificent biceps?
I think I think you're trying to start a little bit of controversy where there is none.
Well, speaking of new movies, the Playing with Fire trailer finally dropped. It looks hilarious and adorable. So I want you to tell me about this contest you're doing for the movie, because a lot of first responders watch DBL, including Denver Fire and a bunch of others. So let us know about this.
Yes, so hilarious, adorable, all that stuff. Playing with Fire is a wonderful ride for the whole family. Kids will laugh, adults will laugh, and the environment is created around these elite first responders called smoke jumpers.
What kind of firefighter are you?
The Playing with Fire hooked up with Good Housekeeping, and we've come up with this hometown heroes concept, where if you are a first responder, and that's fire, medical, police, whatever, or if you know a first responder, because a lot of times they're extremely brave, but also extremely humble.
Humble, yes.
Go to goodhousekeeping.com right now and tell their story or tell your story.
Amen. We bow down here to any first responder, and I'm so glad you're... Welcome back to DBL. It's time for a DBL Health Alert sponsored by eHealth. A 60-year-old woman ended up in the hospital after mistaking wasabi for avocado. Wasabi is a Japanese horseradish that is very spicy, and avocado is the delicious superfood you can find in guacamole. She suffered pressure in her chest for hours that she thought was a heart attack, but it turned out to be a broken heart syndrome. That's when half of a person's heart becomes misshapen and can't pump blood properly. Fortunately, after 4 days in the hospital, she recovered and was sent home. So, crazy story. Have you ever eaten something that you thought was something else?
Well, I thought this was a rare thing, but apparently this is very common.
What?
Because Steve Gallagher, our audio guru, said, my dad mistook wasabi for green tea ice cream at a Japanese restaurant and took a big spoonful. It was quite a moment.
Wow, that's
something that happens then. Wow.
I would think you would smell it immediately.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes your eyes water just smelling it.
Yeah, I just don't understand. Like, if you're at a Japanese restaurant, why would there be guacamole?
That's a good point.
You're not at a Spanish restaurant. If you're at a Japanese restaurant, you know it's something new. You don't just eat a jalapeno.
Was it a Japanese restaurant, though? It was at a wedding.
Oh, all right. Well, listen, I'd like to go in on this lady, but she did suffer like a heart thing.
But she's okay now, so you can go in.
Listen.
Come on, man. I'm here for it.
I mean, what are we supposed to do? Feel bad for stupid people? I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. I don't just find things and I'm like, oh, there's a rock. I thought it was a candy. You know what I mean? Like, what's wrong? Sometimes
they're both
people are
green.
just...
They're both fluffy in consistency.
Listen, if I do something stupid, I don't want sympathy from America. I want to be like, you know, lay in my bed and be like, what am I doing with my life? I'm glad she's okay.
Glad she's okay.
We keep it honest here. We'll be right back.
And for affordable, quality health insurance, call eHealth at 1-800-850-0679.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
We did a podcast together a couple years ago.
I remember that, man.
Your dad picked up the phone and started talking to somebody and gave you the phone.
You know, fans are bold. They called right up to the room, and, you know, they caught us at me being age 12 and my parents not knowing up from down. And my dad handed the phone. My mom just like, what the hell is wrong with you? Handed him the phone to a perfect stranger.
That's a beautiful thing.
I'll never forget that, man.
I've been watching the show, the Parent Trip, and it looks like you really stressed your mom out.
You know the best part about a bald person? You can see the sweat on the top of their head.
What do you think the worst part for her was?
The worst part for her was going up in the hot air balloon. She definitely is deathly afraid of heights.
So we are at 5,700 feet.
Oh, no. That's good enough.
We're going to go higher.
That's
gotta go
good
higher.
enough.
So getting her in that hot air balloon was took a little coercion. She's a lot braver than I thought, though, man.
It just seems like it's not made of strong material. It looks like the kind of stuff that you would make furniture you wouldn't feel comfortable sitting on.
You know what? I got no problems with hot air balloons. I love hot air balloons. The beekeeping stuff, for me, that was the one that got to me, because in my mind, these bees were definitely getting inside my suit.
Exactly, and then you don't want to be the famous guy that dies from bees. You don't want to be that guy.
No, man, come on, man. I mean, they're this close to you, man. They're all over your mask, and, you know, that was where her bravery kicked in far above mine.
Right there with the little red head on the top right there.
She doesn't have a name yet. What are we gonna name her?
Gail.
Gail.
Everybody's talking about it. We're seeing all these shows being rebooted from the 90s. Would you ever want to come back and do Family Matters as well?
I don't really see that show coming back, man. I love it. I got a 10-year-old daughter now, man. Life has changed, you know.
Could you ever see doing like a show with her? I think that'd be really cool. See a little father-daughter connection.
Oh, gosh. My daughter doesn't do anything on cue. I think that's the issue we need to work past first.
You guys can all catch The Parent Trip Thursday nights on BYU TV. Jaleel White, awesome as always. Thank you for joining us here on DBL.
Nah, thank you for having me, bro.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time to honor our week. Here we go. This Kentucky teacher went above and beyond to make sure a student with a physical disability didn't feel alone on a field trip. Jim Freeman carried 10-year-old Ryan Neighbors on his back using a special harness so she could explore a state park like the rest of her classmates. Ryan has spina bifida, and she normally uses a wheelchair to get around. The photos of Jim's kind gesture have gone viral. Ryan's mom said she feels blessed that her daughter could be included. Oh, wow. I love when stories like this go viral. Like these stories go viral instead of the ones that have to do with like political divisiveness, you know?
It's like Hodor from Game of Thrones. You know how he was carrying Bryn to go see the three-eyed raven. But I absolutely love this because the little girl, she wants to be able to feel some sort of normalcy in her life, and that's what he allowed to do. You haven't seen Game of Thrones, so you don't.
That was a good. That was a good.
It's a good reference.
And way to bring it back.
Eric and I thought we escaped Game of Thrones when it ended, but clearly we haven't.
Reference for the rest of your lives.
What,
Erica?
Okay.
Erica doesn't need to say anything. Love her. We will see you Monday, same time, same place.
That's how we're leaving.
Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Bye, guys.
Kelly Schubert here, the DBL Digital Team. I'm here with Brandon. Brandon, you've got some big plans for this weekend. Tell everyone what you're doing.
I'm going to, I fly out tonight. I fly into Boston, renting a car, driving to Amherst. I'm doing my first sideline reporting for college football, UMass versus Akron. Game starts at 3:30. I got to be there at 11:30 a.m. I went to UMass, so I want to, walk around a little bit.
Yeah,
feel
see
like
how the
that old
campus
guy.
is.
Yeah, the campus is absolutely
Maybe
gorgeous.
Maybe go to the bookstore,
now.
get some new,
Bookstore. No, I'm going to the equipment manager. And
Oh, you're right. You have the
football
hookup.
gear.
Yeah.
Come on, I'm that guy that's on that wall right there.
Yeah.
So let me get a free
Maybe bring
sweatshirt
some back
or two.
for your friends here at Daily Glass Live.
Are you a UMass football fan?
No, I don't know.
Oh, all right.
I just feel like there's someone in here.
So then
probably
after
is.
the game, I hop in the rental car. I drive down to New Jersey. Sunday morning, I have to film with the New York Giants. We doing the tailgate stuff, and then we go to the game. I sit in the press box. I got to watch the game, chart the highlights, because after the game, myself and my co-host Madeline Burke, we do like a game recap after the game, that sort of thing. Wake up early, 4:30 a.m., drive to LaGuardia, drop the rental car off, hop on the flight, come straight out here, go straight to set.
Guys, the bottom line is Brandon is a hustler. Please, Brandon, tell them what your social media handle is so they can follow you throughout the weekend and follow your travels.
At Brandon London TV, I'll be posting stories, posting all over Twitter.
He's really good about that, like keeping us updated.
I love the hashtag Strahan mode because my rookie year I played with Michael Strahan, and he's been a big part of trying to help me out throughout my career. And he set the blueprint.
Totally.
You know, I understand everyone has my well-being, and they want me to be healthy and they want me to get rest. But now's not the time, Kelly. Now's my time. I gotta climb that mountain. I gotta climb that mountain. Thank you, DBL Nation, for being there along the way. I gotta give you guys a shout out. Oh, high five.
Bye. Thanks.
Today on Daily Blast Live.
New video of Trump firing back at the whistleblower gets leaked.
Because that's close to a spy.
Should the president be impeached? We want to hear from you. Then, a news reporter presses charges against a heckler who tried to kiss her on live TV.
That was not appropriate.
So, what consequences should he face? Plus, Justin Bieber's wedding is already causing drama. Why the venue has a big problem on their hands. And a teacher's heartwarming gesture goes viral. What he did to make sure one of his students didn't feel alone.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It is Friday, September 27th. Who's going to do the honor?
It's Friday! I'm like a little kid holding it inside.
We need that little boost of Friday energy, so thank you. I hope the viewers enjoyed it as well.
It was a good
I hope
one.
they're saying it as well from their couches.
What if someone is shouting it out at like a diner?
I think about that Oprah thing. She like screams like that all the time.
I know. Hey, it energizes you. I'm here with Tori, Jeff, Lindsay. I'm Sam. Al has the day off. Let's get right to it. The impeachment showdown. Here's what you need to know to keep you up to date. Take a look.
Whistleblower. Who's the person that gave the whistleblower the information? Because that's close to a spy. You know what we used to do in the old days when we were smart, right? With spies and treason, right? We used to handle it a little differently than we do now.
Democrats are saying this is witness intimidation, and we want to know from you, DBL Nation, after everything that's gone on this week, do you think the president should be impeached? Go to dblvote.com to weigh in. We want to hear from you. Lindsay, as a Republican, do you stand by him, or do you think his comments were too far?
That sounds like a threat. It's not okay. I think that we need to just say what it was. And so I think that he is in a position where he's getting scared and he's responding that way. But his base is ignited. He made $13 million since Tuesday. So that's a good fact to note. I know that you don't like when people just stick to partisan lines, but the facts are the facts that this impeachment might not be the way to go.
I disagree. I think it's actually going really, really well. I think we're going to see a big surge in dominoes on senators. I also just want to talk about whistleblowers. Whoever this person is, imagine JFK or Ronald Reagan or anybody saying we used to deal with spies differently. That is a threat from the top of the top.
First of all, calling them a spy when they're a CIA agent.
Exactly.
This is somebody that we should owe our gratitude towards. This is a serviceman.
This is a patriot.
Well, he's not calling this the whistleblower spy. He's calling the person who told the whistleblower
which is also
a
part
spy.
of the whistleblowing act, which you should never threaten. He has special protection. He has Secret Service. So I think it went way too far.
But listen, I don't want to like get crazy here, but I believe he's telling the truth. This is why people like Donald Trump. This is something I would say, hey, this guy is a spy. And what is he doing? Why is he telling somebody else what I said on a phone call?
That's fine.
And the average person would be like, we used to handle this a lot differently with spies.
Right.
I think he talks like a real American, but we still want to put him on blast for it.
But you can't when language like that is at the top. When you're the president, you have to be careful with language.
And I agree with you, but I think that's part of his draw is because he relates to a lot of the commoners.
It's just dangerous to this whistleblower.
I wouldn't use the word spy, though. I consider that a patriot. Like, we want every single, again, put Donald Trump aside. I really do mean this. I don't care if this is Biden or Trump. If there is someone in the room that cares more about the Constitution than the person sitting in the Oval Office, and they should, that should be our first priority as our country, then they should speak up. They shouldn't be considered a spy.
But if he's wrong,
right,
if Donald Trump's right and he's giving false information, he's correct.
But even if he's wrong, you don't use language like that. Even if he's wrong.
I agree, but I'm just going with again,
it's a good conversation.
We got to the bottom of it.
I got it. DBL Nation, so far, 59% of you say yes. You do think he should be impeached. 41% of you say no. So a little bit of a difference there, but we're going to keep track of your vote. So continue to vote, and then we'll revisit towards the end of the show. Well, new information coming in from Dallas right now, where a cop charged with killing her neighbor is taking the stand in her own defense. Kelly, what is the latest?
Sam, right now I'm tracking the latest from the murder trial of Amber Geiger in Dallas. The 31-year-old shot and killed her neighbor, Botham John, in his own apartment. She says she mistakenly went in thinking it was her place and shot him because she thought he was an intruder. Sam, I've been watching this trial all day, and Geiger just took the stand in her own defense. Listen.
I hate myself every single day. I feel like I don't deserve a chance to be with my family and friends. I wish he was the one with the gun that killed me. I never wanted to take an innocent person's life. I am so sorry. This is not about hate. It's about being scared that night.
Now, Geiger says she thought she parked her truck on the 3rd floor after her 13-hour shift, but she actually parked it on the 4th floor. She says she was on the phone with her patrol partner at the time, the man she was having an affair with. I'll keep you updated.
Kelly, can I ask you a quick question? Because we were talking in the break. How long from when she entered her apartment to when she shot? Do you remember her saying that on the stand?
So she testified today that it was 2 seconds. She thought it was about 2 seconds from when she saw that open door, which is what she said, and when she went in and shot him.
Kelly, I think the inconsistency is what's really ticking me off. The inconsistency of saying that she was being charged by this man, who this man was slumped over by the couch. So how can you be charged where there's the distance between the door and the couch and he's by the couch? Also the fact that she claims she gave out orders.
She said hands is what she said.
And every single neighbor who, according to the prosecution, they have paper-thin walls. Every single neighbor said they heard the door open and they heard gunshots and then they heard a slump over, a body fall.
Yeah, it doesn't add up that you would draw your gun and shoot within 2 seconds, because had she said, "What are you doing in my apartment?" or had she looked around, or had he said, "Officer," give him one chance to say, like, "Can I help you, officer?" She's wearing her uniform. If it lasted 5 seconds, none of this happened.
Right.
But there is no need to shoot in 2 seconds.
I bet the prosecution will do a reinvention or reincarnation on the actual, for the juries to show you just how quick she shot, because that will make a difference for them.
But the fact that she's pleading self-defense.
I know.
That is the part that I think is going to make a lot of Dallas residents really upset if this goes the wrong way.
Oh, it could be bad.
Yeah, it's just if you have something to hide, I mean, she's lying.
I know.
Again, up to it.
Did it bother you there weren't real tears? Or
yes, it felt like crocodile tears.
Okay.
Yeah, it reminded me of Jodi Arias during her trial.
Yeah.
All right, well, when you gotta go, am I right? But things did not end well for a passenger who really had to use a restroom on an Alaska Airlines flight, and the flight had to be diverted. So here is how it all started.
You're wrong. By making 7 people wait here to use the bathroom while the whole bathroom up there is empty is wrong. I don't care how much money you got. It ain't about money. We trying to use the bathroom. So they'd rather let the bathroom be empty up there and let 8 people wait in line to use the bathroom while 2 bathrooms are empty in the front. And he gonna come to me telling me he gonna call the police?
But things got heated, and the man was arrested after allegedly trying to storm the cockpit and making verbal threats. Okay, aside from storming the cockpit and making verbal threats, I don't blame him. When you're 8 people deep and you have to use the restroom and you've been holding it because you had to board the plane, and then that damn seatbelt sign is on. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Can I be honest? That stupid curtain too of you are not worthy first class. It's so annoying. So
guys,
he was making a valid argument.
I blame him. You pay for your seat, right? You sit in first class, or you pick a different airline. JetBlue doesn't have any classes. You're a grown man.
Or you have
hold your pee. You're a grown man. That's it.
Or you have some common sense, because I looked at Alaska Airlines regulation, and it is up to the flight attendant to decide if they can use that restroom. At no point after 8 people are waiting and he has to go,
be a little
if you
flexible.
want to pee in his pants,
but him screaming is really going to do what?
I don't think he got frustrated.
I'd be frustrated too if there was 8 people in front of me and I had to go to the bathroom.
You never held it before?
Yeah, but who knows if if he hasn't been holding it since he boarded the plane?
Yeah.
He should have got to the airport earlier.
No.
Yeah.
And went to the restroom before he boarded the
There's
plane.
200
He has all these
people
options.
on that plane. One person doesn't get special treatment because they forgot to go to the bathroom. You wait like the other 199 people on that.
8 people deep?
You wait.
And 200 is a little number. That's a big amount of people.
And special treatment versus common sense. Let's be honest. You didn't want him urinating on the floor.
Here's what the problem was. If I was the flight attendant on that flight and he came up to me wearing a jersey and a matching hat and he wasn't at a stadium or going to a game, I would say you go wait with everybody else.
But it's dead, so it's okay.
You cannot wear a hat and a jersey unless you're in the stadium.
Fashion shaming him?
Yes, you can't do that.
What if he's on the way to the stadium?
Then it's okay.
Now,
Then it's okay.
Now, if he was wearing a Bears uniform, would you let him?
With the hat?
No, without. If he was just wearing a Bears jersey, would you let him in first class?
If he was wearing just a Jets jersey with no hat, you could go in. But unless you're at a game, you can't. What did he pack in his bag? A giant finger?
Oh boy.
You know what I mean? Like, geez, we get it.
That foam finger's weird, huh?
I didn't know that was a thing. This is breaking news to me.
Well, listen, I see through what's really going on. Got to the bottom of that one too. Bring it on. Next subject.
Jeff is on fire today. Let's check back in and see how DBL Nation voted. Should the president be impeached? Well, now 56% of you say yes, 44% of you say no, so it's starting to even out. Sounds like the rest of our country.
This is interesting, though, because there's a political poll that came out today that shows the country feels this way.
Yeah.
43% on both sides said no impeachment or impeachment. 13% said they're not sure.
I think that's good because guess what? We don't know things. We got to wait it out. We're in a waiting period.
I see the opposite as you. I see no matter what comes out, Tori, people are going to stick by their political party, and I think that's really sad.
And now I'll raise you this one thing: if one senator,
are
Republican,
we playing poker?
We are now. If I raise you one senator, one big Republican does it, they all go. So we
got to the bottom of this already. We'll just see. Stand by.
I fold.
And we're going to continue. We're going to continue to allow you guys to vote. So make sure that you weigh in. DBL's live coming up. Justin and Haley's over-the-top South Carolina wedding is ruffling a lot of feathers. Why are hotel guests fuming? Plus, Tori gets cooking and recreates McDonald's iconic apple pie. Yum. Will she be able to fool the DBL co-host? And caught on camera, a stranger smooches a news reporter on live TV. We'll tell you how she's fighting back next.
Kelly Schubert here with the DBL Digital team. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending news for you right now. But let's go to the desk and see what's going on with our host.
You should tell her. She writes my setup.
Hey guys. Hi guys. I did want to let you know.
Okay.
I did want to let you know that I did watch the
write her own setups for
whole.
Yeah.
I watched the whole testimony today of Amber Geiger. Tori, I'll talk to you. I watched the whole testimony of Amber Geiger today, and she was crying tears throughout it. It's just that one portion we chose. She does look a little empty, I would agree, but she was crying actual tears.
She got in the wrong apartment. I don't think it was a hate crime. I think she was totally mixed up. But guess what? Self-defense and then saying you said hands. You didn't, in my opinion. And I just want to give a shout out to both of them. John, he deserves everything. We hope you rest in peace, sir, to your family. You deserved none of this. You did nothing wrong, and you deserve your name to be said and respected. So to both of them, John and the family, we hope you rest in peace, sir. You didn't deserve any of this, in my opinion.
I was just letting Tori know that watching the whole testimony of her today, you do see tears, just so you guys know, you do see tears, but the bottom line is, why self-defense? Right. It doesn't make sense.
That's exactly the question.
Just say plead to manslaughter.
Exactly.
Say I made a mistake. And you know what? I'm going to tell you right now, this could backfire on the jury, because if I'm sitting there and I hear you say self-defense, I'm thinking, now I'm going to give you more time.
2 seconds?
Because you barely even thought to shoot.
Right, 2 seconds self-defense.
And I don't
That's
like
not
that
a good
you pled
defense.
self-defense either. I wish you had manslaughter.
This judge is pretty serious. She's given people the death penalty before, so it's just like she's not the one that you want to play with. Like, you know, that's kind of lady.
Like you said, I get the accident. I get going in the wrong place, but say, listen, I made a huge mistake. I was tired. I parked on the wrong floor. Everything, the door was already ajar.
You have leniency from the jurors.
But you know what I mean? Like, be honest, not
Honest,
self-defense and say.
And like Sam said, she keeps changing her story.
And it rubs the jurors the wrong way, Kelly. That will rub the jurors the wrong way. Really quick, Travis, a lot of you writing in saying that the guy in the plane should have absolutely been allowed to use the restroom. Jim Jackson saying that guy in the plane should have been allowed. And GLG Contracting saying he wasn't getting treated any differently than anyone else, but he should not have gotten kicked off the plane, in my opinion.
They said he charged the cockpit. Did I hear that at one point?
Now,
Welcome back to DBL. A woman just trying to do her job gets kissed by a stranger on live TV, so she decided to do something about it. But now people are asking, is she taking things too far? Before we give you the chance to chime in, we'll start by showing you the kiss. Check it out.
It's been an absolutely gorgeous day out today, and it's allowing people to focus on the fun, on the music, on the okay, that was not appropriate, but it's
That's Sarah Rivest, a reporter from Wave TV in Louisville, Kentucky. She and her team decided they weren't going to let the violation be glanced over, so she called them out on TV, saying she laughed only because she felt powerless and nervous. Louisville police have since charged the man with harassment. It is a misdemeanor in Kentucky, which means no jail time, but he will have to go to a court date. Also important to note, he did apologize to Sarah. He wrote, quote, "I was wrong to interrupt your job, invade your space, and leave you feeling powerless. I sincerely apologize and deeply regret my actions." So this has us asking, is charging the man with harassment completely fair, or does it take things too far in your opinion? Please head to dblvote.com to chime in. Listen, I don't think this guy had a malicious bone in his body. However, it's wrong. It's plain and simple wrong. As a former waitress who used to have patrons come up and kiss me on the cheek all the time, it made me want to squirm in my own skin. You saw me completely as an object. You don't know my name. You're going to come over and you're going to lean in and you're going to put your lips on my body. I don't care if it's on my shoulder, my lips, my knee, I don't care. It's wrong. I think that the harassment charge should stand, and I think that that should be his repercussions.
I think harassment charge is a bit much. I know Brandon and I were talking earlier, and he said maybe to get him to do community service, something like that. As a reporter, a lot of stuff happened like this, and people were just trying to be funny. And I know it's not funny, but they were trying to be funny, and I kind of laughed it off. And I applaud Sarah for standing up and speaking her piece. But I do want to show everybody Erykah Badu doing something very similar that I laughed at, the reporter laughed at, and Erykah Badu posted a couple of years ago that she laughed at. So we can just pull up that clip.
But in this case, LaBeouf did not have that, and LaBeouf obviously, excuse me, LaBeouf obviously kept
She rebuffed him.
And so I can't laugh at one and not the other. And although I appreciate, like I said, Sarah speaking her piece, I cannot laugh at Erykah Badu doing that and saying, oh, this is so wrong.
I get the double standard, but I'll show you one other clip. I'll raise you another clip. This is the famous Broadway Joe Namath. And this is where you see it can be somewhat dangerous. Take a look at this. It's super famous. Go ahead.
What does it mean to you now when the team is struggling?
I want to kiss you. I couldn't care less about the team struggling.
So that went viral, and that woman never really got, I feel like, her comeuppance. And I'm proud that Sarah afterwards was able to speak on this and hold her ground and say, as a deterrent, this is my job. I don't bother you at your job. I don't come into your cubicle and touch you. Don't come into my space and touch me.
Yeah, I think 10 years ago, I would have laughed at this, perhaps maybe did the same thing. I don't know if it's I've grown as a person or society has changed me, but you can't do that in today's day and age. You know what I mean?
Changed, yes.
It's the Me Too movement. I do think it's a double standard because I laughed at the woman kissing the man, but I didn't really laugh at the man kissing the woman. But you have to know people's boundaries, especially in today's day and age. I mean, everyone's got to grow up, everyone's got to evolve with society, and this is where we're at.
Especially when you're catcalled all the time as a woman.
Endless.
It's endless. Yeah. And then you're trying to do your job, and then someone comes in and they think it's cute to kiss you on the face.
Taken seriously as well.
Yes.
It loses your credibility.
Completely.
She felt, when she made her speech, she said, I felt embarrassed and afraid, and also I had nothing to do about it. There's nothing I can do.
There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
So, yeah, well, I do appreciate his apology, and it felt very sincere. Yeah, it really did. So good on him for that. It looks like 64% of you do believe that harassment charges are too far. Well, there you go. Coming up on DBL, Jennifer Lopez and Shakira are bringing some Latin heat to the Super Bowl halftime show, but will there be any special guest appearances? And Tori puts her baking skills on the line and recreates McDonald's apple pie. Will her recipe live up to the iconic dessert? We'll find out in Copycat Kitchen.
Contractor said society is very sensitive now. And I don't want to be on the wrong side of history here, but I feel like it was a little bit funny. Like, he apologized. And yes, if he wants to get in trouble, he should do community service, but not have something on his record that shows this man is forever a criminal. It just seems extreme. He apologized. He went like this. I don't know if his lips even touched her.
Which he tried. And apparently also he tried to swat her on the behind. Look, it's a misdemeanor. Yeah. It's not going to be on a felony record. He doesn't have to put it on jobs. And I think, did this guy become the poster boy? For sure. And it sucks. But I think this will deter some someone else from doing it. Right. I also wanted to bring up this. I brought this up in the meeting, LEQ, which is the cutest name ever.
Yeah, it's cute.
Katy Perry, I brought that up. Do you remember when she was on American Idol? And she went up and kissed a guy, and he said, that was my first kiss, and I didn't want it to be with Katy Perry. So not only was that seemingly a double standard, because everyone's like, how cute and funky and quirky. Not okay. On this show, we talked about it, and I said, you've invaded his space, and you don't know his sexual orientation. You don't know what he feels. So you've got to keep that Badu thing was a really smart way.
The Erykah Badu thing was hilarious, though. Everybody was laughing, so I just want to be authentic.
No, you're
and
right.
I think on the show we have to just be a little real, and I did cry laughing when I saw that, so I can't.
It's true, and Margot agrees. Harassment charges, OGs. Lindsay, I agree with you, says Margot. Angela Brookins says, I love you to the lady in pink dress. She's always so fair on everything.
Fair?
Someone says something nice about you?
They said she's fair, imbalanced.
And love her for that. Keep up the good work. I love you. We love you back, Angela Brookins. Where are you watching us from? And also, I'll give you a 20 later on.
I love Tori. Can I hug you?
Yeah, get in here.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to ask now.
Welcome back to DBL. In 1968, McDonald's hot apple pies hit menus nationwide and forever changed many people's lives, or at least their fast food orders. Our very own Tori Shulman takes on the iconic dessert in today's Copycat Kitchen. Enjoy.
Take your ready-made puff pastry and cut it into thirds. Portion out the apple pie filling on half. You can use your knife to create 2 diagonal cuts on the other half of the pastry. Wet the edges to secure a seal. Fold the pastry over itself and then use a fork to create this cute little seam. Brush an egg wash on the pastry. Sprinkle a little cinnamon and sugar for a sweet treat. Now the only thing left to do is to see if my co-host can tell the copycat from the original. All right, so the next step is just to have the people test the baked apple pie. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, Exhibit A.
Can you give me a little smaller piece? But that's good. That's really good.
Okay, and now we're going to option B. You ready? So as you're chewing, I want you to think, which one is the copycat and which one is real?
That was good.
Okay.
But the only reason I'm going with that this is the real one,
right,
and the B was fake.
Yeah.
The first one was a little crunchier.
A little crunchier. Okay.
I don't even know what that means, though. That could be the real fake one.
You look ridiculous in that mask. Next up, we have Stephanie. Nice girl. All right, ready? Open the mouth, and we have Exhibit A.
Oh, wow, big.
It's a big one. I didn't mean that. It's a lot. Sorry. Now we're gonna give you. Ready?
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, it's very large. I'm very sorry. Which one is real? Which one is the copycat?
I think the second one is the copycat.
Last up, we have Erica Cobb with their Copycat Kitchen. Exhibit A, Erica, go ahead and open.
Oh.
She's like, please don't feed me. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, again, I want you to digest, think about, slowly. Which one's the copycat, Erica, if you had to make a choice?
The first one.
Interesting. You can remove the mask. We tricked one. Erica Cobb, the copycat, was number 2.
I'm shocked.
I know, she seems it. Well, head over to dailyblastlive.com/recipes for all the copycat recipes. And let us know, guys, what classic dish you want us to feature on the next Copycat Kitchen. We'll be right back.
They're both very good.
They were delicious. I've had 5.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Dad, he makes, wait, how do you make a pickle? You ferment cucumber. Okay, sorry, that was embarrassing. I was like, do pickles fall? Okay, so tell what's your dad's
I'll
name.
have one. Can I have one?
You want to spill it?
You're the pregnant one. You have to have a pickle.
Yeah, I want
Oh, I got
Your dad makes them.
Yep. Oh, I'm a big. Yeah.
You're a big pickle fan. the thing.
These are really good.
What do we think, Sam? Yay?
Oh my God, those are so sour. It's great. Pickles.
Do you crave anything this time around?
Oh yeah, you crave. So you crave very specific things, which is interesting. Like in the very beginning, I was craving all citrus, which means I was probably deficient in vitamin C.
That's right.
Then I was craving all yogurts, coconut yogurt for me. I was probably deficient in calcium.
Calcium, yeah.
And as soon as like I would eat a sufficient amount of that item, the craving would go away.
Oh, wow.
So now I'm really into watermelon, which probably means I'm dehydrated.
Oh, whoa.
So it's really interesting.
So women who want pickles might need more sodium. You guys, what am I going to need? Breakfast burritos. What does that mean? I'm not pregnant, but I'm just saying. This is so good. My mom's like, you are? No, you're not. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad. Oh, makeup? My makeup or her makeup?
So
how do you make them? How do you make them?
I'm not sure how he does it because I don't live there anymore.
It's magic.
But I've been trying to get him to like bring him to farmers markets, and
They're amazing.
He's so darn stubborn that he won't do it.
It's cute that you said
DBL
so
Nation. Let's convince my dad to take it to farmers.
And also, let's get a name. What's his name?
Bob Robert.
It seems like you didn't really know your dad's name.
Well, he goes by Bob, but his real name's Robert.
All right, so guys, Bob's, pickles, brine, sour.
Yeah.
Let's put it together for a farmer's market.
Dill, onions.
Dill. He's a really big dill?
Yeah.
Bob's a really big dill. Too long?
I'm sure there's no pickle store like that.
Well, way to squash the bubble there. Pop! Anywho, come up with a good farmer's market name for Bill and pickles.
Bill?
Bob. I'm sorry. He didn't really know either. All right, so let us know what you guys.
Yeah, he'll need a company name for sure.
And his tagline, so hashtag pickle, all right?
There we go.
Thanks, guys.
Let's do it.
Welcome back. We love sharing your comments. What do we have, Tori?
Okay, well, a lot of people are very interested in not thinking that guy should have not gotten the first class bathroom. A lot of them. GLG contracting, he should have been able to use the bathroom. And a lot of people writing in that he felt like he didn't seem very angry at the time. I thought that was interesting. Now, Angela Brookins says, I want to vote on Trump. Yes, he should be impeached ASAP. A lot of people, Terry Walker, impeached. People that don't normally write in, because I get the comments, that I've never seen before writing impeached. Now, what I'm asking for are Republicans, conservatives, much like Lindsay, to say to me, has this pushed you over the edge and you feel it needs to go on a historical record?
And let's take a look at that megaphone. 58% of you yes, 42% of you no.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it hasn't
right there and there.
We'll see. I mean, significantly more of the yeses, but we'll follow it. Here's what's coming up next on DBL.
Wedding bells are spelling drama for Justin Bieber and Hailey Baldwin, why hotel guests are furious at the couple. Then, a woman makes a dangerous mistake when she confuses hot and spicy wasabi for something far more innocent. And fat cats are tipping the scales in record numbers. Do we have a feline obesity problem on our hands? More DBL when we come back.
Hey guys, welcome back to Beauty Blast. I'm Jeray Banks, and today we're talking a little bit about red light beauty tips. Now, these are all my professional tips and secrets to make your life a little bit easier, queen. So with that being said, my trick of the day is actually shopping for your beauty products at great times of the year. So a couple times of the year that I like to focus on shopping are going to be when the shopping sales happen. Yes, guys, this is the best time to stock up on your personal kit and even buying some a couple other items. Now, a couple sales that I like to pay attention to are the Rouge beauty sales at Sephora. These guys are great for Sephora members. This happens about twice a year, in which you're receiving 15 to 20% discounts from Sephora on products that are there. Now, this never happens in cosmetics. Sales just don't happen all that often in general. So you have to take advantage of it when it happens. Another great sale that I love to go ahead and take advantage of is the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. Now, we're actually just coming to the end of the 21 Day of Beauty sale that happened this month in September, but it actually happens twice a year. This happens in March and September for 21 days, in which each day a different beauty product is 50% off. Yes, honey, you heard that right. 50% off. So this month, there was products such as Peter Thomas Roth Anti-Wrinkle Serum. There was Hope in a Jar from Philosophy, a cosmetic superhero mascara, Tarte blush. The list goes on, my friends. So you have to make sure that you're looking at these times of the year and looking for these sales. Another tip I have is always make friends with someone in the cosmetic industry or someone in that cosmetic arena. So wherever beauty store you like to go to, find a friend, make friends with them. Don't be a fake friend. Actually get their number, text them, say holla at me girl, and ask them when the next beauty sale is happening, and they're sure to have your best interest in mind. Now, if you guys have more beauty questions, make sure to write me at Jeray for the Slay, and I'll be sure to answer your question on the next Beauty Blast. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Entertaining live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. We are live. Let's get started. Justin Bieber and Hailey Baldwin officially tied the knot last year, but next week they are having an extravagant ceremony at a South Carolina hotel, and guests are not happy with them because the spa, the pool, and a fancy restaurant are off limits for 48 hours. Also, the Biebers can party it up without the general public watching them. And apparently Justin still hasn't figured out what he's going to wear yet. He wants your help deciding which of these tuxes he should rock. Clearly he's kidding. He's not going to wear a banana tux.
No, he's got to go legit.
Yeah.
Keep it legit. Wear
And he
like
will, I
basic
think.
tux.
I definitely think he will.
I hope so. I don't know.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't make this a joke.
He won't.
Yeah.
When he dressed up that one time with Selena Gomez, when he did a really dressy outfit and a tux, he looked great.
That one time.
Well, sometimes he plays it really sloppy.
He's really grungy. He's got that Drew clothing line, and he skates all the time, so I hope he cleans it up. But as for this, if I was a resident there, or if I was staying the night there and they hadn't told me, I'd be a little upset, but I would expect some kind of refund. But at the same time, losing the amenities and having the chance maybe to sneak into Bieber's wedding.
You're not sneaking into
What do you mean?
You got it crashed.
No, dude.
Bill Murray style. After a couple drinks, people are going to loosen up, and then they're going to be like, hey, that's that guy from Daily Blast Live. Get in here.
and his friends.
Yeah, we're trying to Giants. Get in here, too. Bam.
See, I would be ticked off.
I would, too.
Nothing
Really?
more that I love more when I go to a hotel.
Like a spa.
Than not even the spa, sitting at the pool with my book, taking a snooze. And if I found out that pool was closed, my entire vacation would be shot.
You don't get in the water?
And
I get in the water.
But Sam, she's a swimmer, but also it's $1,000 a night hotel.
Oh, you better let me go to that pool.
Exactly. What am I paying $1,000 for?
But if you can pay for an $1,000 a night hotel, that's nothing to you.
That's not true.
Dude, I could have saved up for my anniversary
Thank you.
for that.
That's not true. My husband and I don't have all the money in the world, but we will save up for certain special occasions because I like me a nice fancy hotel. It doesn't mean we do it often, but when we do it, I better have a pool.
Let me give you a scenario here, Sam, okay? You saved up, okay? You're going to the hotel. They're going to say, listen, we're going to give you half price.
That makes me feel
Gwen
better.
Stefani's getting married here.
I'd be happy. You give them the half price. If they gave me a discount, I'd feel better about that.
They have to.
Yeah.
They have to.
Have to, get it? Cut in half?
Hey. Ba-bang, ba-bang.
Tori made a joke and didn't even know.
Those are the best kind. Reese Witherspoon is opening up about motherhood and becoming a mom at 23. Watch.
You know, to be totally honest, it was scary. I was scared. I didn't know what it was going to do to my job or my career. Your entire life will change. Everything. Everything you believe, every piece of food you eat, every piece of independence you have. You can't go out without thinking about another person.
Wow.
That's why I'm 37 and I don't have a child. No, I mean, there's a lot of other reasons. But I think I'm being serious about this. It's a very hard thing to wait, but I really wanted the career and I really wanted my marriage to feel super strong. And I said, putting a kid in the middle of that, for me, wouldn't have worked. I know myself, I know my energy. My energy had to be focused. After scooping ice cream, you needed something. And so this was the break and I wasn't gonna do it. So, but who knows if it's gonna be trouble from here on out. I mean, that's, you're taking a risk when you do it later.
Well,
so.
listen, first of all, I appreciate that your self-awareness, because let me tell you, it completely changes everything, completely. And I always heard that while I was pregnant, even before I was pregnant, but it is night and
Is
day.
it really like?
No, completely night and day. You can't just go on a whim and go grab a coffee. You can't just go on a whim at 8 o'clock at night and be like, hey, Mark, you want to go get dinner?
Right, we
all
do that.
those things are gone. You can't sleep in past a certain time because the baby wakes up at 6 a.m. or 5:30 a.m. or 6:30 a.m. So those moments where you are just 1,000% focused on you, as soon as you have that kid, are completely gone. I miss sometimes not being a parent. Now, would I change it for anything in the world? Not in a heartbeat.
Right.
I love being
But that's
a mom.
good to hear an honest opinion about that, because it's not just
true.
like puppies and rainbows. It's hard.
But you two make it look so easy. Like, you know,
It's
like
not
you
easy.
bring Sophie in here, she's well behaved, you're doing the do baby shark do and
It's not
still
easy.
talking in the meeting and all. And I like you as a father. I look
Thank
up
you,
to
Al.
you as a father. I got you.
I love you.
I look up to you as a father because you look like that rock star dad that has so much fun with your
okay.
kids.
Not a rock
you know?
star.
He's okay.
I mean,
He's
Boy
okay.
let him
band
give you a
dad.
compliment
Boy
first of all.
band.
Sure.
Boy band.
Boy band dad. So, like, for me at 23, absolutely not. You know, you're getting cut.
Yeah,
you're
no
going
way.
from team to team in the NFL, going to Canada, that sort of thing. But now I look at it, going to 35 next month, it's like, gotta start having some babies pretty soon. I feel like.
You'll know when
I'm
you're
with you,
ready.
Joey.
Yeah, it
You'll
sounds
know.
like you're getting ready.
Yeah, it sounds
but
like
you know
you
what I
are
mean.
getting
You can't just have babies. You have to have a good teammate, as we would say. You know what I mean? My wife makes me look like that rock star because she's a rock star, and it
Boy
makes me
band.
kind of
Boy
do what I
band.
want. No, okay, boy.
But
band.
you
I'll
at
take it.
23, because you had done it at 23.
No, and I do miss those nights just like you. My wife posted a picture of us 5 years ago on Instagram. You know what I mean?
I saw that.
We're in better shape. We're out having fun. It might have been a Wednesday. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I
Do you
mean? I
remember
don't
the
know.
days where you sleep in?
Yeah, no.
I don't. 2
yeah, you
years
don't have
ago.
them.
It's
You don't sleep in
crazy.
anymore.
What's the latest you've slept in a while?
7 if
Get the
Sophie
heck
made
outta
it
here.
7
a.m.?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, it's 7 a.m. That's a
Yeah.
Taylor Swift song.
Crazy.
Wow.
It's so worth it though, but it is.
end of that
You just
subject.
got to realize that your life is going to drastically change completely.
Wow.
But it is worth it. Jennifer Lopez and Shakira are co-headlining next year's Super Bowl halftime show. Stephanie Jones, how excited are you?
Very excited. So they made the official announcement just yesterday and everyone just cannot wait. And we're all getting ready to dance right along with them. But first, let's play some of their biggest hits. So they'll be taking the stage on February the 2nd, 2020 in Miami, and I know that I definitely cannot wait. So this is going to knock Adam Levine out the water, and I'm like in love with her.
I agree.
Wait a second, it didn't even happen yet. You can clap.
Anything's better than
They are
Adam
going to
Levine's
knock.
show.
They're going to blow Maroon 5 out of the park. Let's be real here. And Adam
right.
Levine
Out
is
of
a
the
dream,
parlor?
but Jennifer Lopez and Shakira, like this is a power duo.
Yeah,
This
I
is
think
awesome.
Stephanie's right on this one. We all know that Jennifer Lopez turns out a great live show.
100%.
We all know that Shakira does the same thing. You know that they got connections, right? Who do you think is going to be performing with them, Steph?
So we saw Pitbull, and in one of her music videos and J-Lo's videos, I think he'll definitely be going, but I want to see a bit of Ricky Martin take the stage.
That's good. Now we also have the audience wrote in and said Gloria Estefan would be
She'd be fantastic.
amazing.
Miami
Turn
Sound
the
Machine.
beat around, turn that beat around.
Beautiful, Tori.
But look,
Beautiful.
if we're talking,
Good job, Sam.
if we're supposed to be talking inclusivity, we can't we got to have someone Haitian, of Haitian descent, Wyclef Jean, because
Wyclef would be great.
Wyclef, Flow Rider, because if we're talking South Florida, it's not just Latin down there. There's huge Creole culture down there as well.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I think we should let J-Lo and Shakira choose, though, right, Steph?
It's going to be awesome. I can't wait, literally.
Thank you, Steph.
Thank you.
All right, can we just pause for a second, because I just want to compliment how great you look today. Jeff, I think your hair looks fantastic. Tori, that pink.
You like the pink?
The pink is your power color.
Yeah, what's happening?
No, it's just your power color.
Am I getting fired?
No, but it does turn out that being kind to others is good for your health. Sort of like going to the gym. A new study shares that sharing kindness with yourself and others can even help boost your mood. Totally agree with this one.
But do you have to be kind and mean it?
I think sometimes if you fake a smile, it turns into a real smile. I really do. I can wake up on the wrong side of the bed, and then I just keep telling myself like positive affirmations, and sometimes I'm faking it, and then all of a sudden, I feel it.
You feel good. Yeah. In Buddhism, this is all about compassion, which is like the most important practice of all. I'm not very good at it, especially when I'm driving and someone sneaks in and gets in. You're supposed to give compassion to that person. Now, I am not there. I know.
Right.
Exactly. So I'm not enlightened. No, that's only enlightened people. So.
How many monks drive, by the way? Get real.
Yeah. Purpose of the study is to be kind.
Sorry. I need to work on it.
Yeah, you do. I'm just simply saying is, you don't want to start with the hardest people. You want to start with someone who is a neutral, walking by you in the store, and all you have to do is think by you and say, I wish that person has a good day. And you do it to each person that's neutral. And then you gradually get up to the person that cut in line, because it takes a lot of practice. It's like a muscle. You got to practice.
So you've been practicing this Buddhism for quite some time. Say something nice to Jeff.
Yeah.
Man, you are a Jeff. No.
That wasn't even a good joke.
She wasn't trying to be funny.
No, I'll say
it wasn't a compliment.
Okay,
You're a Jeff? What the hell was that?
I'll make a compliment. I think you make fantastic points that the audience feels more than I do on this panel. I do. I believe
that was a backhanded
No, it's not. I believe the audience speaks for the audience sometimes a lot more than I do.
Jeff, I have a good
I'm more
one for
relatable.
You
is what you're saying.
Jeff,
thank you.
You're a great dad.
Rockstar dad.
Wait, you're also a great dad.
We're not going to go around in circles.
No, we're not. No, I just wanted to give you a compliment.
Remember that meeting when Tori wanted to end that meeting when everyone had to compliment someone at the end of the meeting?
Yeah.
That meeting we had to compliment someone at the end of the meeting.
That was you? Okay. I really do believe in affirmations. I believe in manifestation more than I'm even telling you how much I believe in it.
Wow.
That was a strong point.
Wow. So how much?
So before we go to commercial, can I get one?
I think, Brandon, that you. Actually have a lot of compliments in my head for Brandon, because I really, first of all, I adore you. Second of all, your passion for what you do is contagious. You make me more passionate, so thank you.
That's good.
Yeah, it's true.
That was a real moment. That was a real moment.
We work on that.
I want you to toast at my wedding one day. That was good.
I will.
That was good.
I will. I can. Coming at his wedding. Wow. Coming up on DBL, a woman confuses wasabi for guacamole. Why she thought she was having a heart attack. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. More drama surrounding President Trump. But should Congress impeach him? Your comments on that next.
My weekend, my husband is not here, and I'm not really like the best at being alone.
Best friends here.
Can he be on okay on camera?
Colin, this is the beau of Lindsey Granger.
How you doing?
It's real now. This is Jeff. And he is my favorite.
It is real now. Colin is the coolest guy ever. We went and hung out to just bond with Lindsay, and Colin ended up talking Buddhism with me. So he's a really good guy. By the way, what is wrong? Did I do something to my makeup?
Yeah, you like scratched yourself or something. So
when Drake comes in and goes like this, ooh, you know that's not. Yeah, but you did a little bit.
It was more because I just got a really bad estimate on my car repair, so
I'm sorry.
that's always fun. And then you scratched your face,
and then I scratched
threw it
my
on
face.
top.
It's a double.
Cool.
I'm sorry. What's
cool.
up? He said to me, "Why
because your face looks so good at the end of the day. But why does Tori's makeup come off? I said because she touches her face a lot.
Well, I don't know
You're
if you...
busy too.
Well, I think you like to think like this.
Yeah, you do.
But also, I have to say, I don't know if you guys know this term, but when people eat makeup, it just means it goes away really quick.
Yeah, your skin
And
is
my skin just, I literally, I don't eat it, but I
So
eat
makeup
it.
can go away really fast on your skin?
Yeah, her skin like absorbs it.
Yeah.
Some
Well, I
people
mean, she
absorb.
does have to wipe it off, but hers like absorbs it
Kelly's
better.
hasn't moved, right? Like, look at her. She's perfect. Mine looks like I played rugby for 2 years.
So that's
You
why
also had your
people.
break though. You went outside. You got
Yeah.
some sun a little bit.
Allergies
So maybe
happen.
I know, but still, I still
you
look
still
like a
look
mess.
beautiful.
That's cool.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, you look great.
I think we're all taking this kindness thing to a new level.
Yeah.
No,
I totally
I
appreciate
meant
it.
that. I didn't even think about that.
Also, Cleopatra Youngblood wrote in and said Jeff is so freaking awesome. She also said,
Really?
I
Who said that?
Cleopatra Youngblood.
Yeah,
She also said
Cleopatra
Erica
Youngblood.
and I and Brandon will all make great parents, which is a really sweet thing to
Aw,
hear.
that's
Because you
true.
don't know, these two are like big to look up to.
I think you have.
Welcome back to DBL. For most of the week, Trump's possible impeachment has been dominating the political headlines, and we want to hear from you. So should the president be impeached? Go to dblvote.com. Let us know. Now it's time for your comments. And fifth host, Tori, take it away.
All right. Richard says, why would anyone want to impeach the best president to come along in a very, very long time? Are you afraid of his accomplishments? We are living in a great historical era. Richard, that's awesome that you love the president. I think we want to love the president. But I also want to make sure you understand that the founding fathers from like 1792 knew an out when there was someone that took too much power. And this is the out, okay? You can't act like a con man. You can't over-record a phone call. You can't do the Nixonian thing. You can't be corrupt. And the founders put that in there very early in the Constitution because they knew sometimes absolute power can corrupt absolutely. So I am very proud that our checks and balances are working for our country.
All right, Debbie says, yes, he lied. 2 reports, same treasonous behavior. Yet people support this man that has no conscience and is not working for the people. Debbie, I'm kind of confused which side you're on
She
this,
doesn't think he
on this
should.
whole thing.
Uh-oh.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Tori. Debbie, you know exactly what side you're on. Listen, as much as I hate it, I agree with Tori. Listen, I don't care if you're on Donald Trump's side or not. It's not about color. It's not blue or red, Democrat, Republican. It's about, did he do anything wrong here? If he didn't, let's move on with our lives. If he did, let's do something about it. That's all.
All right. AZ says, absolutely not. This entire ordeal is ridiculous and a scam. The left wants to create mayhem instead of fixing things peacefully. Shameful. The president has been doing a great job. Well, AZ, it doesn't sound like you want to fix things peacefully as well. You know, as soon as someone says left this, left right, it turns a lot of people off because some of us want just everyone to come together and work this thing out.
The majority does, yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, we talk about draining the swamps. Politicians have been corrupt for quite some time. There are all types of social injustices. Everyone can point this out now. Everyone can see it now. So why not work together when it comes to this? Should he be impeached? Let the facts play out. Let the process play.
I love
Trust
that.
the process.
Michael says, I am for impeachment, but this will be a disaster of monumental proportions for the Democratic Party. The Republicans will win the next 3 to 4 election cycles because of this. I do think people fear that. They do. They 100% do. My only thing is, let's take Trump's name out of this. If we can be unbiased, if you want to put Hillary Clinton's name in there, put Joe Biden's name in there, and looking at the facts, what would you think then? And I do think people's minds will change because they are so stuck with their political affiliations and who they think is corrupt and who they don't think is corrupt that nobody is seeing clearly anymore. So I just want to weed them all out. If you've done anything wrong, if you're a politician, and I know that the list is long, get the hell out of here. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it as a constituent. I want honest people in office, and I feel like we haven't had that in a very long time. So, all right. Oof, that felt good.
Yeah, girl.
Really good.
Good.
I don't get a round of applause, but thank you.
Shocker 2020, baby.
Okay.
She's running.
Encore.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Jeff's the one that looks like a political.
Yeah.
Your hair. You got the senator hair.
I'll work for you.
All right, thanks for writing in. We have been tracking your vote all hour, so should the president be impeached? Now we're about 50-50, so it's changed. Before it was about 60%, 40%. You guys are evening it out. Wow, okay, well, sounds like our country. Felicity Huffman's daughter is getting a second shot at school. Raquel, what's going on?
Well, Sam, her daughter Sophie can actually take the SAT again. Felicity was just sentenced to 2 weeks in prison after paying $15,000 to rig her daughter's first SAT score. Since there's no proof Sophia was involved in any way, she's getting a chance to take the test again. Reports say Sophia wants to go to college, and nothing is stopping her from doing it the right way now.
Yikes. All right, well, thank you so much, Raquel. We'll be right back.
If you are between...
Hi, it's Raquel here with the DBL Digital team. Right now it's time for Fast Blast, where I give you all the trending news you need to know in under 2 minutes. So let's get that timer up and get started. Well, your Facebook account may soon look a little different. The social media giant is testing out hiding likes on posts right now, and they want to see if this improves people's experiences on the site. Well, what do you think, DBL Nation? Do you think that kind of takes away the whole point of having a Facebook account? And right now, Spider-Man fans are rejoicing today. After a long-running dispute with Sony, many Marvel fans were wondering if his superhero movie days were over. But Tom Holland is coming back, and Spidey fans will get another movie. I swear I heard cheers in the room when this was announced. Like just now. And I'll admit, I love cats on the internet. I even follow groups dedicated to the chonkier felines. But this is actually a serious problem. A Purina study found that 50% of cats are considered overweight and obese, which puts them at greater risk for diseases just like humans. Owners say if their cats lose weight, they found that they became happier and more playful. So keep an eye on your pets. Make sure they're getting the exercise they need. And remember when the public was allowed to name a research ship? They came up with Bodie McBoatface. Well, all good things must come to an end. That name didn't stick. Instead, it's being named after British broadcaster David Attenborough. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge attended the event, which means McBoatface never stood a chance. And that's it for today's Fast Blast. See you next time.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for a DBL Health Alert sponsored by eHealth. A 60-year-old woman ended up in the hospital after mistaking wasabi for guacamole. Wasabi is Japanese horseradish and avocado is the delicious superfood. She thought the pressure in her chest was a heart attack, but it was actually broken heart syndrome. That's when half the heart becomes misshapen and can't pump blood properly. Scary. Fortunately, she recovered after 4 days. So have you ever eaten something that you thought was something else? What a crazy story.
Yeah, you got to pay attention. You know what I mean? Sometimes she was at a wedding, so I thought she was in a Japanese restaurant.
No.
You know, so I was like, why is there guacamole here? But
right.
I don't know anyone who eats spoons full of guacamole anyway.
When I have like a guacamole on my chip, it's a lot.
Is it a fistful?
Almost.
You know what's so
I have so much guacamole on one chip that if it was horseradish, I would probably have a problem too.
Save some for everybody else, Sam.
I'm sorry. I like guac a lot.
Do you make your own guac?
Oh yeah, and I make it good.
Well, this lady thought it was bad going in. Like, wait till it went out.
Oh boy.
Like, that was the real story.
It's one thing you don't talk about on daytime TV.
No. I'll tell you an embarrassing story. Sometimes I eat on my couch, you know, like a little bit at the table here.
Or
no, just eating in general, because you have an embarrassing eating story. And I got done eating, and there was like a little something left on the couch. I'm like, yeah, whatever, and I ate it. It was not what I was eating.
What was it?
I don't know.
What do you think it was?
I don't even want to think about it. I don't want to think about it.
No!
I was like, why did I like almost gagged. I'm like, why am I just eating things around the house?
That's because you probably changed the kids on the couch.
Who knows?
That's the one thing we don't talk about.
But listen, I'm not blaming other people for eating giant wasabi or pieces of who knows what on my couch.
I went on a bachelorette party once and they put a ghost pepper in, and that's not cool to not tell me.
No, you gotta tell.
And I was like,
I'm glad you did that over my story.
Oh man. We'll be right back.
Okay, 3, 2. I love crosswords and cross-stitching. but don't dare double cross me. Wait, let me do it again. 3, 2. I love cross stitching and crosswords, but don't you dare double cross me.
She's late. Okay, Tori, what were we just doing?
We were just doing a promo for Daily Blast Live's reality roundups, and I got to play one of the people, the Real Housewives, and I got to turn, fall, hit my mark.
Why did you fall?
Well, because I did fall.
Everyone's deserving of the comeback they're willing to earn.
Have you always wanted to be a housewife?
Secretly, yes.
Yeah?
I mean, look at their lives. They seem so glamorous.
I know.
And they always go on fun trips.
Yeah, they do get to go to really
and
fun
they're always
trips.
drinking Chardonnay. It doesn't
Chard,
seem
a little rosé.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like that.
They're always going to wine tastings.
I know. It sounds fabulous.
I may love animals, but honey, you'll never see me behave like one.
I don't like the drama, though.
No, no drama.
Drama makes my stomach upset.
And anxiety, yeah.
And it gives me anxiety.
She'll never act like an animal.
Yeah, and you'll never see me behave like one.
Yeah, Lizzie's here too.
What are we doing? Are you coming with me again? Joe, clean this up.
Jeff, is becoming a housewife your
Sorry, I was channeling my housewife.
is becoming a housewife a dream of yours?
Don't tell me what to do, Mike.
We're almost done.
I'm trying to be a housewife on camera. I am seriously starting to get tired of this.
Oh my God.
Okay, bye.
Yay! I got one thing to say. Beat it.
Welcome back to DBL. It is time to honor our DBL Superstar of the Week. Yes! This Kentucky teacher went above and beyond to make sure a student with a physical disability didn't feel alone on a field trip. Jim Freeman carried 10-year-old Ryan Neighbors on his back using a special harness so she could explore a state park like the rest of her classmates. Ryan has spina bifida, and she normally uses a wheelchair to get around. The photos of Jim's kind gesture have gone viral, and Ryan's mom said she feels blessed that her daughter could be included. Tori,
And that's so
unbelievable.
Good. Two things bring up to mind when you're in a wheelchair, like my mom sometimes is one, you want to just do normal things. So a field trip is super common, but that's a big deal. And two, you want to be at the same height as people. Your perspective is always below. Yeah. And she got to see things that the kids get to see. It's a great story.
He just helped her create a memory she'll always remember.
Well said. And I love viral stories like that. We'll see you Monday, same time, same place. Bye, guys.
never gonna believe it.
Two things bring up to mind.
Hey guys,
Sally.
we got a ton of comments. No, on the apple pie. Copycat
I've never
kitchen.
had one of those apple pies before.
2 or 3 of you are actually going to plan on making it. So if you do make it, if you mind sending it into info@dailyblastlive.com, a picture,
Yeah,
we would love to take a look and see how it's handling it.
How it's handling it?
Oh God, everything I say wrong.
Jeff, what are you doing this weekend?
I'm sure how I'm handling it.
Oh God.
Excuse me. Never mind.
People want to know what Jeff is doing this weekend. Jeff?
You do?
Yeah.
I know what you're doing.
I might go golf.
No, you have to golf. I already set this whole thing up.
Oh, I guess I'm golfing.
Yeah.
His boss says he has to golf. That's a good boss. Oh, you have to go golfing this weekend. Oh, rough life.
So I have to tell my wife.
Rough life.
See you over there.
Bye. Bye, Colin. Bye, Lindsay.
So my wife, I wasn't gonna golf this weekend because my wife had surgery, minor surgery.
Okay, it's Jordan.
She's
Logan's
good. She's
better.
getting around. She's perfectly
walking,
fine.
good.
Yeah, if something was wrong, I definitely wouldn't go golfing. But her
No, of
mom
course
just
not.
like, yeah, I don't want people to think like I'm
No,
a jerk.
people know you're a good husband.
So I didn't think I could go golfing. She's like, "Oh, you gonna go golfing this weekend?" I was like,
She wants you to go golfing.
No,
She's got plans.
no. So I go, why? She goes, "Oh, because I'm going to the." She's getting something done with her skin. She loves that place. She goes, "I'm going early at like 9:45, so you could go golf." And I wasn't planning on golfing because she had surgery. So I'm like, "So I could golf?" And she goes, "Yeah, I thought you were." I'm like, "Yeah, I was gonna." But really, she talked me into it.
You were gonna stay home with her.
Yeah, I was gonna stay home.
That's sweet. That's nice.
But I only do 9 holes. So everybody relax.
good.
And then I barbecue a big meal for Saturday dinner. You know what I mean?
Nice. What are you gonna cook this weekend? Steak, shrimp,
You know,
lobster?
it depends what strikes me on that certain day.
Yeah.
Costco's the
Yeah,
jam.
Big Jeff loves Costco.
I love it.
Erica.
Oh, sorry.
What we're talking about today on Daily Blast Live.
New video of Trump firing back at the whistleblower gets leaked.
Because that's close to a spy.
Should the president be impeached? We want to hear from you. Then, a news reporter presses charges against a heckler who tried to kiss her on live TV.
That was not appropriate.
So, what consequences should he face? Plus, Justin Bieber's wedding is already causing drama. Why the venue has a big problem on their hands. And a teacher's heartwarming gesture goes viral. What he did to make sure one of his students didn't feel alone.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. It is Friday. Anybody want to do the honor? It's Friday. Erica, we need that. Yes, we do. It is Friday, September 27th. I'm here with Tori, Jeff, Erica. I am Sam. Let's get right to it. Well, the impeachment showdown. Here's what you need to know to keep you up to date. Take a look.
Whistleblower. Who's the person that gave the whistleblower the information? Because that's close to a spy. You know what we used to do in the old days when we were smart, right? With spies and treason, right? We used to handle it a little differently than we do now.
Democrats are saying this is witness intimidation, and we want to know from you, DBL Nation, after everything that's gone on this week, do you think the president should be impeached? Go to dblvote.com to weigh in. Tori, do you think so?
Yeah, and I think it's actually, catching up with the Republican senators here. We need one major Republican senator to say, I'm not comfortable with this, and it all just dominoes. Not only have we seen him ask for personal favors and withhold congressional money that was given, he also went down and changed the telephone call. So some technician changed the code word. That means we're going way deep in the White House here. We're talking Nixon type of corruption. Look, if you have some corruption, you got to get in trouble for it.
I think people are missing the idea of whistleblowers and how important having an anonymous whistleblowers are. If you take it out of the context of politics and put it into your workplace, that means that there is zero checks and balances. Everyone's either agreeing in one situation or the other. When something bad goes down, then that means that there's no one for you to go to. By having private whistleblower hotlines, it's protecting everyone in the organization. So once we've unveiled the whistleblower, then people don't feel secure actually speaking their truth. And that's just, if it starts there in politics at the top, then imagine what happens to your livelihood if it happens to you. So I think it's really important that we take the whistleblower seriously.
Yeah, otherwise it's a dangerous precedent.
Yeah.
And a threat to national security
And don't let
that individual.
And don't let the president of the United States say we used to do something differently in the old days.
Because that's a dog whistle.
Can you imagine a Ronald Reagan or JFK saying that? That is a threat.
See, I don't think so. And I don't think half of America, if you're a Trump supporter, I don't think you think so. And I'm not saying I am or I'm not. He's saying what happened here is being close to a spy. He said close to a spy. He's right. This is close to a spy. He's not talking about the whistleblower. He's talking about the person who told the whistleblower. If that person is giving false information, that's a spy. So I agree with that. And if I was talking to my friends, if I was talking to any one of you guys, I'd say, you know what? Back in the day, they used to do things a little differently.
And I'd be fine with that. But guess what? You're not president of the United States.
Right, but I think that's his appeal. I think a lot of people are like, that's what I would say. That's exactly what I would do. You think of it as like corruption or intimidation, but a lot of America, I think, is like, hey, this is an average Joe. That's how I talk. I think that's part of his appeal.
You can't, I understand it might be part of the appeal, but that's a very dangerous thing to feel okay with, because essentially what he's saying is, this is a whistleblower. This is how we handle these things. This is a dog whistle to someone to go do something about it. That's how someone at the top keeps their hands clean, by putting it out there. You don't have to say it verbatim. You don't even have to get your hands dirty. He's saying, take care of my lightweight. And as radicalized as we've become, it's not a far jump to think that someone might.
Well, first of all, we don't even know who the whistleblower is, and he's not talking about the whistleblower. He's talking about the person that told the whistleblower. So we have no idea who that person is. So you could stretch it into a dog whistle, but I personally don't think that. I don't think that. But I see where you're coming from, totally.
I think our conversation actually reflects a lot of what the country is talking about, because we have 57% of you believe that he should be impeached. 43% of you say no. I mean, it's almost
That's like a margin of error.
I mean, I think the rest of the country is having the very same conversation, and we will continue to track it throughout the show. So make sure you continue to let us know how you're feeling about it. Well, Kelly's got an update about a big trial going on in Dallas right now. Kelly, what's going on?
Yeah, Sam, right now I'm tracking the latest from the murder trial of Amber Geiger. The 31-year-old shot and killed her neighbor, Botham John, in his own apartment. The former cop says she mistakenly went in thinking it was her place and shot him because she thought he was an intruder. Sam, I've been watching the trial all day, and Geiger did take the stand in her own defense. Listen.
I hate myself every single day. I feel like I don't deserve a chance to be with my family and friends. I wish he was the one with the gun that killed me. I never wanted to take an innocent person's life. And I am so sorry. This is not about hate. It's about being scared that night.
Sam, now Geiger says she thought she parked her truck on the 3rd floor after her 13-hour shift, but she actually parked it on the 4th floor. She says she was on the phone with her patrol partner at the time, the man she was having an affair with. I'll keep you updated.
Kelly, can I ask you a quick question? Because we were talking in a break about this very subject, and you told me, what did she say on the stand, how long from when she entered the place, opened the door, to when she fired the gun?
Now, she's testified on the stand today that she thought it was about 2 seconds.
Here's the discrepancy that's really frustrating to me. If you are telling the truth, you've got nothing to hide. But her story continues to take on different narratives. You first hear her say that when she entered, that she was being charged. Therefore, that's why she's pleading self-defense. Then you look at the coronary report and you look at the prosecution saying that he wasn't in the middle of the room. He wasn't near the door. He was by the couch. So how could he be charging you? Then she goes on to say, well, I gave commands.
Yeah, hands.
I said hands.
Right.
Well, the prosecution proves that you can hear your neighbors talking, let alone gunshots, commands, and then when a body falls over. And every single one of those neighboring neighbors only heard gunshots and then slumping over of a body. So they never heard commands. So what are you hiding if you keep changing your narrative?
It's a great question, Sam, and it's been this way inconsistent from the beginning. It's inconsistent now. How are you going to have your testimony in juxtaposition, direct juxtaposition of the plea?
Right.
If you say on the stand that you don't believe that you should be able to go back and you deserve to be with your family and friends, but the plea is self-defense.
I was protecting myself.
Right.
Right. Guess what
Those two things don't go together.
And guess who gets to know that? The jury. This will backfire in my predicament that they're like, you're going to sit there and also plead self-defense. They're going to give more than they would because she has the gall to go there. Had she said manslaughter, they could have been more lenient. I think this will backfire. I really do.
What do you mean? Predicament over predict. Look at him. What he just wants to catch you.
I didn't say anything.
Word.
No, I didn't. Listen, I know the stories where I can, and I know where I can't. I just kind of giggled. I don't mean to be laughing about this story. Tori makes me laugh. But I'm with Eric on this one. I understand the door was open a little bit when she came in, maybe thinking there's an intruder. This was a complete accident. I was in the wrong place. Right, totally. But if you're saying this is in 2 seconds, you were protecting yourself, you looked, observed everything, saw a man. I don't think he has enough time to get up off the couch to get you in 2 seconds.
No.
You observe that it's not your apartment. The first thing that goes through your mind is to fire your gun.
Something's wrong with
Twice.
you.
Yeah. 13 feet away.
2 seconds and that she admitted that?
I know.
I mean, had it last 4 seconds, the man might have said, what are you looking for, officer? She was wearing her uniform.
Right.
So I got a big problem with her saying self-defense.
I do too.
we all do.
Yeah. Well, continue to weigh in, DBL Nation. Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go. But things did not end well for a passenger who really had to use a restroom on an Alaska Airlines flight, and the flight had to be diverted. Here's how it all started.
You're wrong. By making 7 people wait here to use the bathroom while the whole bathroom up there is empty is wrong. I don't care how much money you got. It ain't about money. We trying to use the bathroom. So they'd rather let the bathroom be empty up there and let 8 people wait in line to use the bathroom while 2 bathrooms are empty in the front. And he gonna come to me telling me he gonna call the police?
But things got heated and the man was arrested after allegedly trying to storm the cockpit and making verbal threats. However, there are conflicting witness accounts of him doing that.
That is ambiguous.
That's very ambiguous.
Yes, and people said that it was just verbal, not that he rushed the cockpit.
So let's look at the evidence that we see here. I do not blame him. If you got 8 people deep, you got to go to the bathroom. I see no problem with him being like, hey, you're going to tell me you're going to arrest me?
Yeah, especially after I read the regulations. And guess what? Alaska Airlines flight attendants have every right to make a discrepancy for who's allowed to use the restroom. You have 8 people. You got no lines. What are you being, a classist for no reason? I think he had every right to be upset.
I think he was 100% right and said exactly what he needed to say. But do you want to be right? Or do you want to be successful? Because you kind of have to make a decision in a situation like this.
Although
being right might get you to the bathroom, but it might also get you escorted onto the no-fly list.
Meaning it's a gamble.
Right. Yeah. So you have to make those decisions in the moment.
What if he had to urinate in his pants?
Yeah, it would have been nice if the flight attendants would have been a little bit more flexible.
Oh, come on.
A little bit more flexible.
I hear you, because I've gone up into the first-class bathroom. I understand that point of view, too. But had they said no, you have to wait. There's 200 other people on that plane. You got to wait. How many times in your life have you been in line and someone's like, excuse me, I have to go really bad. Could I go? I don't think that it's ever happened to me. You know what I mean? If I was at a stadium game or watching some kind of baseball or on an airplane, someone's like, I really have to go. I'd be like, cool, you're really going to have to wait longer. I'm not letting you go in front of me. I'm waiting here. There's 200 other people.
I feel like that happens
we live in a society.
I was going to say, women, that happen all the time.
That's happened all the time.
When there's like, if you're at a concert or something,
I've had many women.
I really have to go.
I've had many women run right up to the front and be like, I really, really got to go. And we were just like, okay, cool. It happens in women's lines.
Sorry, Charlie.
All right, let's check back in and see how DBL voted. Should the president be impeached? We are revisiting, and here we go. No, 46%. Yes, 54%. So not much room.
Right there.
I know.
Yeah.
That's where we are. DBL is live. Coming up, Justin and Haley's over-the-top South Carolina wedding is ruffling a lot of feathers. Why hotel guests are fuming. Plus, Tori gets cooking and recreates McDonald's iconic apple pie. Yum. Will she be able to fool the DBL co-hosts? And caught on camera, a stranger smooches a news reporter on live TV. We'll tell you how she's fighting back next.
Grubhub.
Hey guys, what's going on. So a couple of questions about.
Is this in your predicament or no?
Oh man, I can't get one thing. And on a Friday, when in the last show, I'm like, I don't care anymore. All right, listen to this. I want to ask you guys, the group here. Margot's saying, so are you guys suggesting that she shot him on purpose and she knew she was in the correct apartment? What I'm saying is no. I think she made a mistake, but I think her plea is absolutely the wrong way to go.
Right.
If I were her defense attorney, I think you want to lean on the leniency of, this is an innocent mistake, instead of, hey, he was coming at me.
Yeah, because you're maligning his character.
Yeah,
That's where I take issue. This is someone that can't defend himself. He's 6 feet under, respectfully. And you're continuing to try different narratives to get sympathy from the court of public opinion, from the jury, from whoever you talk to. He's charging me. I was scared. He made me scared. Oh my gosh. You're maligning an innocent man who was just sitting there enjoying a bowl of ice cream. If you were to say, I came off a 14-hour shift, I was exhausted, I parked on the wrong floor, I effed up, I think everybody would have some...
Don't you think there'd be much more leniency?
Well, I do think so. I think the real issue at the root of the problem, and this is pure speculation, but a lot of people are talking about the amount of time it took. It was a very short period of time for her fellow officers to get there. I think that someone made a snap decision as to what the narrative was going to be.
That's
and
weird.
They have to continue with this same narrative.
Now that's interesting.
Because if they don't continue with the narrative,
they're in trouble.
then, right.
Okay,
So,
that's interesting because there is word on the street, and again, I'm not confirming this, that Amber, right after that camera footage was taken, someone escorted Amber out of the range of the body cam footage and then asked for all the officers to shut off their body cam footage. This will come out in the trial, but again, I've heard this from multiple sources. So in that case, that would line up with an idea of we need to keep this narrative on one line and we're binding together as a group.
Right.
Interesting. Interesting.
Welcome back to DBL. A woman just trying to do her job gets kissed by a stranger on live TV, so she decided to do something about it. But now people are asking, is she taking things too far? Before we give you the chance to chime in, we'll start by showing you the kiss in question. Check it out.
It's been an absolutely gorgeous day out today, and it's allowing people to focus on the fun, on the music, on the okay, that was not appropriate, but it's been...
That's Sarah Rivas, a reporter from Wave TV in Louisville, Kentucky. She and her team decided they weren't going to let the violation be glanced over, so she called them out on TV, saying she laughed only because she felt powerless and nervous. And Louisville police have since charged the man with harassment. It's a misdemeanor in Kentucky, which means no jail time, but he will have to face a court date. Also important to note, he did apologize to Sarah. He wrote, quote, "I was wrong to interrupt your job, invade your space, and leave you feeling powerless. I sincerely apologize and deeply regret my actions." So this has us asking, DBL Nation, is charging the man with harassment completely fair, or does it take things too far? Head to dblvote.com to chime in.
I really think it's okay, and a lot of people are going to jump on me, and I'll take it for this one. And the reason is that there's a history of female reporters on live TV where men feel very, very safe coming up and abusing that space. I want to show you the famous Joe Namath, where he was definitely overserved. But take a look at how creepy this looks. Take a look.
What does it mean to you now when the team is struggling?
I want to kiss you. I couldn't care less about the team struggling.
So that reporter has definitely always felt like she never got her comeuppance. So at some point, it's Me Too movement. We were supposed to have progressed. What's the deterrent or consequence? Nothing?
There has to be a consequence.
Right.
And listen, I'm with you on this one, and I'm with her. I'm completely with her. And it's not just reporters. It's waitresses. It's secretaries. The list is this long when it comes to women trying to do their job. And then they have some... I don't want to say a-hole because I just did, but I think that guy, I really do think that guy was not malicious.
Right, I think he was just drunk.
But it doesn't matter.
Of course.
It doesn't. You still invaded her space.
You touched her,
You still touched her. I don't care if your lips are on my lips or my shoulder or my knee or my cheek. Your property is on my property, and you're treating me like an object.
Right.
And as someone who continuously was groped and kissed when she was a waitress, it made my self-worth this big. I would go home and I would cry in my shower. You have no right to take that away from a woman just because you're trying to have your 15 minutes of fame. I appreciate his apology, but I'm with her on this one.
Yeah, and a lot of people are saying that she called him out, and she did call him out. She said his name, and I think she absolutely should have. It's what he wanted. He was asking for his 15 minutes, and now he has it.
Yeah.
Well, do we have that tape of that clip of Erykah Badu? I just want to show like the other side and see. Let's play that tape.
But in this case, LaBeouf did not have that, and LaBeouf obviously, LaBeouf obviously kept on moving.
And to me, I mean, that didn't bother me. You know, I'm not trying to call out Erykah Badu or that reporter. They both posted that on Instagram. But it's weird, right? How, like, if we look at a man kissing a woman, it's just weird.
But I also think because there's a history, though, too. I think women continuously feel like they're preyed upon, so we're all more sensitive to it, as opposed to men feeling preyed upon by women. But I do think there's a double standard. You're right.
And I'm not trying to make that point for men or women. I totally think it's wrong. 10 years ago, I don't know if I would have saw anything wrong with this. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's me growing as a person or society growing or the Me Too movement. You can't do that now. 10 years ago, I would have said there's not a problem. Now I'm like, you can't do that.
You evolved. We've just had some creepy things happen because remember the video that the older host is kissing the little girl?
Oh, yeah, Katy Perry as well, when she kissed the American
And that was so inappropriate of Katy Perry.
Absolutely. It's a complete double standard. She shouldn't have been allowed to get away with that.
The judge kissing a contestant
It was his first
without
kiss.
his consent.
That's it.
Completely wrong as well. Well, 63% of you disagree with some of us, saying that it was not too far. So we will be right back.
We are
and
back.
I always think of the last thing, and I'm like, oh, we're good to go.
We are taking a look at some taglines, and I'm going to say from a movie and the year, and y'all, including Jeff, have to guess what movie it is. Okay. The last
Weekend at Bernie's.
The Last Man on Earth.
The Last Man.
The Last Man on Earth is not alone. 2007.
Ooh, is it have Will Smith?
Yes, it does.
Oh,
that was
what's the name of it? I Am Legend.
Bravo,
Lexi, yeah.
Bravo. Okay, 1999. Reality is a thing of the past.
Is it Matrix?
Yes. What, you take a smart pill today?
I don't know. That's just my predicament.
I said the wrong word.
Like every show, she said the wrong word.
I also said instead of reenactment, reincarnation, and someone called me out.
Listen, I called her out too. By the way, if you guys watch, I don't know how many people watch All the Hours. Some people do. Some people watch All the Hours.
They do.
If you like to indulge in some drinking, every time Tori uses a word wrong, you have to do a shot. You'll be wasted by 3 o'clock. And she wants to call me the dumb one. She's the smartest dumb person I've ever met.
It's very true. I also don't know time or numbers.
You're like my college roommate.
Dumb.
What, Big Dumb.
I know, you told me Big Dumb.
My college roommate was a smart, like he works for the government now, but he doesn't know how much a Snickers bar is.
That's kind of like me.
He has sandwiches in our fridge for like 5 weeks and he would eat them.
That's me.
But Welcome back to DBL. In 1968, McDonald's hot apple pies hit menus nationwide and forever changed many people's lives, or at least their fast food orders. Our very own Tori Shulman takes on the iconic dessert in today's Copycat Kitchen. Enjoy.
Take your ready-made puff pastry and cut it into thirds. Portion out the apple pie filling on half. You can use your knife to create 2 diagonal cuts on the other half of the pastry. Wet the edges to secure a seal. Fold the pastry over itself and then use a fork to create this cute little seam. Brush an egg wash on the pastry. Sprinkle a little cinnamon and sugar for a sweet treat. Now the only thing left to do is to see if my co-host can tell the copycat from the original. All right, so the next step is just to have the people test the baked apple pie. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, Exhibit A.
Can you give me a little smaller piece? But that's good. That's really good.
Okay, and now we're going to option B. You ready? So as you're chewing, I want you to think, which one is the copycat and which one is real?
That was good.
Okay.
But I'm the only reason I'm going with that this is the real one.
Right.
And the B was fake.
Yeah.
The first one was a little crunchier.
A little crunchier. Okay.
I don't even know what that means though. That could be the real fake
You
one.
look ridiculous in that mask. Next up, we have Stephanie. Nice girl. All right, ready? Open the mouth, and we have Exhibit A.
Oh, wow, big.
It's a big one. I didn't mean that. It's a lot. Sorry. Now we're gonna give you. Ready?
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, very large. I'm very sorry. Which one is real? Which one is the copycat?
I think the second one is the copycat.
Last up, we have Erica Cobb with their Copycat Kitchen. Exhibit A, Erica, go ahead and open.
Oh.
She's like, please don't feed me. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, again, I want you to digest, think about, slowly. Which one's the copycat, Erica, if you had to make a choice?
The first one.
Interesting. You can remove the mask. We tricked one. Erica Cobb, the copycat, was number 2.
I'm shocked.
I know, she seems it. Well, head over to dailyblastlive.com/recipes for all the copycat recipes. And let us know, guys, what classic dish you want us to feature on the next Copycat Kitchen. We'll be right back.
They're both very good.
They were delicious. I've had 5.
Promotional consent.
Digital Breaks, I'm Jory Banks. This is the lovely Miss Steph Jones. And we're talking about some makeup. Paris Fashion Week is alive and thriving right now. Kylie Cosmetics and Balmain just released a collection, and they, not a full collection, but they kind of collaborated on the runway.
Yeah.
And the looks are killers. Some of the color looks that are happening right now are lots of neons,
Yeah.
which is very interesting in fall, don't you think?
How do you wear neon makeup?
You know, a lot of people are choosing like lip or eye, I feel
Okay.
like. So it's either neon lip, which I'm not fully trusting just because neon colors, there has to be a certain chemical in that, so I'm not really loving that. But neon eyes, a lot of people are playing up like that neon pink, neon green eyeshadows.
Ooh.
We recently saw a little bit of that with Fenty as well. Fenty was releasing those trios of liquid liners.
Yeah.
So that was popping pretty fabulously. Now, we have been seeing some reports from some of the Paris residents that are also participating in the Fashion Week, which is always fun. Have you been to Paris Fashion Week?
I have. I love it. I think it's very different from, so there's the big 4, New York, London, Paris, and Milan, and they all have like a very different vibe and feel. London is very like up and coming urban more so, and Paris is more like couture, beautiful.
Yes.
So obviously
Thierry Mugler, like
they've
things
got all
like that.
we've got the really good names, the
Yeah.
big couture houses there. But yeah, no, I saw some of the palettes that they collaborated on, and they just look gorgeous. But like I always get scared, Dre, of like bright colors, and like I don't really ever know how to wear them on as
You
makeup.
know, I think, and we've touched base on this in Beauty Blast, but a great way is always encouraging with eyeliner. So through your bottom lash line today, you actually have a little bit of that teal color that Lena placed there. And this is a great simple way to play with color still, but not be over exaggerated. You don't have to have it thrown onto your face necessarily at the same time. Now, I think we're going to see a lot of this going into winter as well.
Yeah.
Winter, we're going to be playing with a lot of bold colors. So I think you're going to be seeing those rich burgundies, rich like plums, violets, things like that are really saturated in color, just because we've been seeing so much neon color. Now going into winter, we're gonna like that color still, but
Yeah.
we're gonna keep it really heavy and saturated. So that's gonna be fun.
How hard is it to match up a red lip? So like, are the different types of red that suit obviously blondes, brunettes, redheads?
You know, it's not for me because I read color a lot.
Yeah, he's really good at that. He spots colors that I just didn't even see with that.
It's weird. Like yesterday I saw the suit and it was like a reddish orange, but a lot of people would put it more categorized as a red.
Yeah.
But like it's a very certain color base. But with choosing out your color tone, always lean towards a color that matches like when your cheek color, okay? So everyone has a perfect red or pink. Try and lean something that's going to match, so like when you pinch your skin, something that's going to lean towards that color tone is always beneficial to you because that's going to be really enhancing your natural color tone. So let me know your guys' special tricks, or if you have questions about choosing your own color, and I'll try and help you out with that.
Cool.
Oh boy.
Oh, welcome back to
Sam, a
DBL.
video, sorry.
It was funny. It was a good one. Tori, what comments do we have?
Really quick, John Venturini says, everyone in the YouTube comments and Facebook, time for happy hour. First round's on John.
What?
So whatever that means.
Just send the credit card to the group message.
All right, John, credit card's on you.
Venmo us.
All right, you got it.
Oh, gosh, sounds great. Here's what's coming up next on DBL.
Wedding bells are spelling drama for Justin Bieber and Hailey Baldwin, why hotel guests are furious at the couple. Then, a woman makes a dangerous mistake when she confuses hot and spicy wasabi for something far more innocent. And fat cats are tipping the scales in record numbers. Do we have a feline obesity problem on our hands? More DBL when we come back.
Hi, it's Raquel here with the DBL Digital team. Right now it's time for Fast Blast, where I give you all the trending news you need to know in under 2 minutes. So let's get that timer up and get started. Well, your Facebook account may soon look a little different. The social media giant is testing out hiding likes on posts right now, and they want to see if this improves people's experiences on the site. Well, what do you think, DBL Nation? Do you think that kind of takes away the whole point of having a Facebook account? And right now, Spider-Man fans are rejoicing today. After a long-running dispute with Sony, many Marvel fans were wondering if his superhero movie days were over. But Tom Holland is coming back, and Spidey fans will get another movie. I swear I heard cheers in the room when this was announced, like just now. And I'll admit, I love cats on the internet. I even follow groups dedicated to the chonkier felines. But this is actually a serious problem. A Purina study found that 50% of cats are considered overweight and obese, which puts them at greater risk for diseases just like humans. Owners say if their cats lose weight, they found that they became happier and more playful. So keep an eye on your pets. Make sure they're getting the exercise they need. And remember when the public was allowed to name a research ship? They came up with Bodie McBoatface. Well, all good things must come to an end. That name didn't stick. Instead, it's being named after British broadcaster David Attenborough. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge attended the event, which means McBoatface never stood a chance. And that's it for today's Fast Blast. See you next time.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to DBL. We are live. Let's get started. Justin Bieber and Hailey Baldwin officially tied the knot last year, but next week they're having an extravagant ceremony at a South Carolina hotel, and guests are not happy with them because the spa, pool, and one of their fancy restaurants are off limits for 48 hours. Also, the Biebers can party it up without any of the general public watching. And apparently, Justin still hasn't figured out what he's going to wear. He wants your help deciding which of these tuxes he should rock. Clearly kidding. He's not going to walk down the aisle in any of those tuxes.
I hope he keeps it classy, but he is like in his regular life like a skater, and he wears grungy clothes. He's got a grunge look.
Now, can I just be honest? Why not just rent out the hotel?
Yeah.
You're Justin
seriously
bleeping Bieber. You know what I'm saying? Beyonce got the whole wing of her hospital for security reasons when she gave pregnancy to the twins, or gave birth to the twins, not pregnancy to the twins. But what I'm going to pay for that one later. But what I'm saying is, I don't understand why he didn't do that, because I'd be frustrated. It's $1,000 a night.
Oh yeah, yeah. It seems as though I wouldn't be surprised if because it seems like this has been a last-minute thing.
Oh, maybe you're right.
Which, you know, if you load it like that, you can do. So they probably already had guest bookings, but shame on the hotel, because if they don't accommodate those guests by like comping, because that's a really big deal. Some people plan their vacations a year, over a year out. So you think that it's going to be one thing, and you get there, you spent all of your money, and you don't get everything that you're expecting, it's very disappointing, especially for people who can't be as flexible as your party.
And I know that the hotel is giving some refund. I don't know what that percentage is, if it's like 10% or 50%. However, I know me. When I go on my vacation, I better have a pool to sit by.
Whoa.
That's my one thing. Whoa.
No, that's cool. No, you said it was such
Don't worry, it's not that scary. It ain't that big of a deal, but it is that big of a deal. All I want to do is sit in a lounge chair, have the sun on my face, and enjoy a day at the pool. And if that pool is closed, my vacation is closed.
Wow.
Yeah. That happened to me and Anthony.
Oh, I'd be ticked.
And they had a wedding.
And what did you
closed
do?
down.
And did you want to go to the pool?
Yeah, we were at the pool and they closed it. Like they were like, okay, now everybody has to get.
No.
They closed the pool. They closed the bar.
Ooh.
There was only one
restaurant.
restaurant.
Yes,
there was only one restaurant.
Get it? That's not fair.
It's rude to everyone. Put it on my bill. Have the drinks on me. Then I'm gonna love you, Bieber. You know what I mean?
Put what on your
Just
bill?
saying, for the guest, he could make a nice shout out and say, here's a round for the whole hotel.
Oh, I would appreciate that.
I want more than a round.
Yeah,
if I have to get out of the pool and the sun's still out.
Yeah.
Like, why?
And then what? You go sit in your hotel room?
Sadly,
Yeah. What do you think? I know you love Bieber. You probably wouldn't mind.
No, I would sleep in the trunk of my car before I paid $1,000 for a hotel room. That's just the facts. But if it was like $200, you know what I mean? And then they shut down the pool and I had a chance of sneaking in Bieber's wedding, the amenities kind of balance out.
You
know
have
what I
no
mean?
chance.
Yeah, there's no way.
What are you talking about?
No way.
Do you know what kind of security?
It's gonna be.
It's gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah, you can't
I'll
just
wait till
sneak
everybody has a couple drinks. I'll dress real nice.
Security doesn't have drinks.
What do you mean? I'm
No. And first of all,
in La La Land.
you love to play golf. If they close that golf
good
course,
call.
what would you do?
Good call, Sam. Good call.
What do you mean good call? That's not part of the amenities.
What do you mean, a golf course is part of the
Yes, it is.
It could be.
Yes, it is. So Justin Bieber, you're so excited to go to this resort. You already have your little 9 rounds ready to go, and then you're told
It's
you're
18
not
holes,
allowed.
by the way. It's 9 holes and 18
Condescending
holes.
little round
Yeah.
nines,
So what would you do?
What?
What would you do?
I'd get in Bieber's force. I'd make friends and be like, dude, let's golf. And then I'd come back here and be like, dude, I hung out with Bieber all weekend. What's up?
Sure.
Later, nerds.
So lame.
All right, let's get to this next story, shall we? Reese Witherspoon is opening up about motherhood and becoming a mom at 23. Watch.
You know, to be totally honest, it was scary. I was scared. I didn't know what it was going to do to my job or my career. Your entire life will change. Everything. Everything you believe, every piece of food you eat, every piece of independence you have. You can't go out without thinking about another person.
It changes.
I'm with you.
It changes.
It does.
Yeah, you guys warned us that, you know, I'm 37 and I don't have kids, and I did that on purpose because I really wanted my career. But you said when it's time, your life will just never be
And
ever.
you can still have your career, but things do drastically change.
Yeah.
Like I remember I used to just like on a whim, 4 p.m., let's go get a boba.
Yeah.
No, those days are over. Or 9 p.m., hey, Mark, you want to go get dinner? Nope, those days are over.
You can't squeeze in a boba?
It's just not as easy. I got to pack Sophie in the car seat.
Yeah.
Wait till you have 2.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but it's worth it. It really is so worth it.
You guys always say that at the end.
It's worth it. It shouldn't be a warning to you. You know what I mean? It's not a warning. It's just like, that's how life is going to be. Because a warning sounds like, don't do it. You know what I mean?
I do think it should be a warning because I think we've been very unrealistic about parenthood. And because it was seen as taboo to say anything that wasn't glowing about the idea of bringing a life into the world.
How wonderful it is.
And it's just recently in the past few years that people are being very transparent about the ebbs and flows of parenting. I don't think that's a negative thing. I think it's something that makes you sound very self-aware, and it's also giving advice or giving your experiences to someone else, because I definitely have no regrets about waiting. And I know, as you were saying earlier, like, it's a risk to wait, but I would rather have waited and know that it's right and maybe not have the opportunity than to have done it when I was fully unprepared, because that would have changed everything for me.
Completely agree.
Just so you know, we'll be leaning completely on you guys for all the help.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, tonight, go out and stay out late.
Yes.
Okay.
Sleep in tomorrow. You got Saturday morning to sleep in?
Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
That's pretty cool.
Wonderful.
It is pretty cool.
So sad.
All right. Jennifer Lopez and Shakira are co-headlining next year's Super Bowl halftime show. Stephanie, how excited are you?
Incredibly excited, Sam. So they made the official announcement just yesterday, and everyone is literally cannot wait. So we're getting ready to dance right along with them. But first, we need to play some of their biggest hits. They'll be taking the stage February the 2nd, 2020 in Miami, and I know that I definitely can't wait. But what about you guys?
I can't wait.
Yeah, I think
we know that they're going to put on good shows because we've seen them put on live shows before, and they kill it.
J-Lo kills it, and then some people think Pitbull might make an appearance, Enrique Iglesias might make an appearance, but my hope is Gloria Estefan because she is the OG, like to turn that beat around.
In Miami Sound Machine. It's in Miami. Do you think, Steph, that there's first step? What do you think about Tori singing?
I thought it was gorgeous, Tori.
Thank you very much, Steph.
Continue onwards.
Do you think that there's going to be some surprise guest hosts, or do you think it's strictly going to be Shakira, J-Lo?
No, I think we're definitely going to see Pitbull because he's known for working really well with J-Lo, and I'm hoping to see a little bit of Ricky Martin take to the stage. I think he'd be fantastic.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait. I'm actually really excited about this year's Super Bowl.
Way better than Maroon 5.
Way better than Adam Levine.
Yeah.
Why you gotta like throw? Why can't you just say I'm looking forward to the show? I gotta throw something under the
Because
bus.
I gotta be honest, I didn't think he did a very good show.
I thought he was pretty good.
I didn't.
What's that face?
What's your face?
Okay. All right. Thank you, Stephanie. We appreciate you. Thanks, Steph.
Thank you.
Okay. Can we just pause for a second?
Yes.
Because I forgot to tell you how beautiful you all look.
Me?
So, yeah, you look fantastic.
Thanks,
Your hair is
Sam.
on point.
Those are earrings.
Thank you very much. Erica, I don't know what it is about that dress today, honey, but you're looking fierce.
You're looking good.
And Tori, pink is your color.
Oh, man, thanks, Sam.
You're welcome. So it turns out that being kind to others is good for your health. Sort of like going to the gym. A new study says that sharing kindness with yourself and others can even help boost your mood. Fully agree with this. Sometimes you even have to fake it in the morning. Like I'll fake a smile and then like eventually it feels genuine. Does that sound sad?
No, I think there's something to what's the saying? It's easier. You use less muscles to smile than to frown.
Yeah.
So it just takes more energy to be not nice.
It's also a very interesting thing to practice because I'm studying Buddhism and I'll study forever because you never get there unless you're enlightened. But the idea is when you're driving to look at all the other drivers coming at you and say this practice. I wish that person a good morning just like me. I wish that person.
If they just cut me off.
It doesn't matter. And the idea is if you can't get to that person because you're too angry, start with a neutral person, just a random person, and say in your head, I hope that person has a good day. That gets that muscle working and working, and then eventually the person that cuts you off gets a, I hope they get a good day.
Are you going to do that, Jeff?
Absolutely not.
If somebody cuts you off, you can be like, have a good day.
I've never seen a monk driving, by the way, so he doesn't know what he's talking about.
You could be a Buddhist without being a monk.
What are you talking about?
You can be Buddhist without being a Buddhist monk.
I'm not listening to anybody that doesn't have an orange robe on talk to me about Buddhism, okay?
Okay, sorry.
Even though I do like your bubblegum dress.
Thank you.
See, I'm being nice.
And it's a pantsuit. It is. It's a jumpsuit.
Isn't that cool?
It's not a dress. It's a jumpsuit.
Oh, well, then I take it back. See, that makes me feel better.
There you go. That always makes you feel better.
No, you look terrific.
One more story to get to. We've got another obesity epidemic on our hands. 50% of cats are overweight, and even though they may be better snugglers with that little extra fluff, it can cause health problems down the road.
You got to be really
you guys
careful.
have a picture just waiting on my cat because I see it in the background. Where's my cat? Can we please see my poor cat, Kitty?
Kitty.
So Kitty doesn't look too bad
overweight.
there. No, he does. Steph, who's been to my house and met my cat, Steph could definitely acknowledge that. Yeah, Kitty's tummy drags when he walks, and it makes me sad. Like we have taken Kitty to the vet. The vet says that Kitty has a thyroid problem. His name is Kitty. I'm not calling him Kitty. That's his name. And so we do have like special food for Kitty, but for some reason, I mean, cats you can't walk.
Right.
So I guess I could throw balls at Kitty more, and he could chase the balls.
Yeah.
But he's overweight. But
and
it's
a lot
tough.
of and a lot of dogs are too. People giving a lot of treats to
dogs,
those dogs.
you can go ahead and take on a walk and help curb their.
Would Kitty ever go in a harness, like a cat harness? Okay,
you can't even wrangle Kitty to go to the vet. Are you kidding me? Without getting scratched.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Does this surprise you that half cats are obese? Does it?
I mean, isn't like 1 in every 3 Americans considered obese? So I mean, it might have something to do with their owners. In all seriousness, what they put in their bodies to what they do.
But Sam has a very healthy household.
I said 1 in 3. She's the 2. I don't know. I'm trying to make a point. We're talking about fat cats. What do you want me to do?
I actually think that's because you can't take cats on walks.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. I'm not taking my cats on a walk. It's not going to happen.
Jeff, I commend you for making a point at all, because I had nothing.
I had nothing either.
Nobody.
I don't know what I'm getting all worked up about.
No,
I need to compliment somebody.
When I first went to LA, I thought I'd make friends, and I joined a cat shelter, and I just scooped like a lot of cat. Yeah, and I didn't meet anybody.
My husband,
I didn't.
Yeah.
What a terrible idea.
We should have started with that.
Good one. Oh, Tori. Coming up on DBL, a woman confuses wasabi for guacamole. Why she thought she was having a heart attack. And you, the viewer, are our 5th host. More drama surrounding President Trump. But should Congress impeach him? We need to hear from you. Your comments are next.
The boyfriend I was with went to UCLA Law School, so he was gone all the day. And I was just sitting there not knowing anybody. So I was like, here, I have all my days free. I'm going to go to a shelter and walk the dogs. Well, the closest shelter was a cat shelter. I've never been around cats. I don't particularly really like cats. And I went to this cat shelter, and there was no air conditioning, and it was the middle of summer. And I scooped the litter, and I dealt with cats that were feral and ticks and fleas. And I thought, I'm doing so great. And I just didn't meet anybody because there was not enough room for another person in the cat shelter. So although it was a great experience for the cats, I didn't really meet
How long did you work there?
Yeah, that's true. About 6 to 7 months.
That's a lot. Really?
Oh, God, yeah. Because Maddie was at UCLA Law School. I had no friends. I didn't know what to do.
You thought the cat shelter would put you on the top of the popularity list?
Yeah, apparently I did, and it did not. I was not feline
what can
fine.
I do to find friends?
Cat shelter.
Maybe clean out cat litter.
I know.
I'm sure all the cool kids are doing it. I think Travolta's here.
Hey, so then I got a cat, and we named it Miles Davis because he's a cool cat. You know what I mean? Cool. Yeah, and then I got a second one named Alan, and then my boyfriend and I split up. So I took one, and he took the other.
Who'd you take? You better take Miles Davis.
I took Alan.
Where's the cat now?
Well, guess what? Alan couldn't live without Miles Davis. Oh. And he would meow, meow, meow at 4 a.m. I had no friends. Now I had no sleep. Now I had no boyfriend. So finally we had to reunite Alan to Miles Davis. So then Maddie had to date with a single guy with 2 cats. That's not easy. But he did marry a wonderful girl, and they just had a baby. Mazel tov, Maddie. I love you all.
Welcome back to DBL. For most of the week, Trump's possible impeachment has been dominating the political headlines, and we want to hear from you. So should the president be impeached? Go to dblvote.com. Let us know. Now it's time for your comments. In 5th host, Tori, take it away. Stop fiddling with your ear.
I'm trying to make sure my ear cuff will just let it hang.
It's off. It's
okay,
dangling.
It's off. All right. Well, Jeremy says, why are we calling this a whistleblower? How do you give second or even third-hand information and call that whistleblowing? Trump might have done something inappropriate, but call it what it is, leaked information. Actually, I want to just be really clear for anyone who's a little confused about this. A whistleblower isn't taking this information to court. We're not talking about a court in a judge and in hearsay. All this is I heard something bad and I need someone to know about it. At that point, the Inspector General has every opportunity and privilege to go to Congress with it. So please don't think this whistleblower is like testifying, because it's different than being at court. The evidence is different. This person gets more protection. This is important because what it is essentially a bribe. So would you not want someone to say, hey, I think I heard something really bad, it's a bribe? We'd want to know that.
Denise says, impeached? Who knows? It would be nice to know all of the facts, but that will never happen because so much is hidden from the public. Thanks for writing in, Denise. I really think that it's important that we start thinking about the future of our country, because all of these players right now are going to be a part of history, but not necessarily a part of the future. And I think that we're looking very short-sighted, and we're a country that needs to start thinking about the long game.
All right, Ms. Jones says, yes, he's been caught in his lies way too many times. Note, I'm in no way saying the rest of them don't lie, but he's horrible at it and it causes unnecessary rest. Okay, Ms. Jones, AKA Tori. That sounded exactly
What's a
like
brilliant
something
thing
you
to
would
say? I think that all politicians are bad, but that doesn't mean you don't do anything about a particularly awful one at the very top, in my opinion.
Boom, Ms. Jones.
I think I'm with Jeff on this.
Yeah.
We have been tracking your vote, though, all hours. So let's take a look at what you guys are saying now. Should the president be impeached? 54, 46.
Oh, it's really
it barely moved throughout the hour. And that, I think, just underscores my point that I think no matter what evidence comes out, no matter how much we talk about it, I do think that people are just going to blindly follow their own political affiliation. And I think that's unfortunate. I would want, if I find out that Joe Biden did something, I want him out.
Yes, and just know that it will be hidden from public because some of this is classified. So when you're angry and it's confidential, it has to be for the whistleblower's safety.
Okay.
Just know that.
That's good to know.
Yep.
Coming up on DBL, wasabi and guacamole look very similar, but wait till you hear what happened when a woman confused them. DBL Health Alert is next.
Hey guys, welcome back to Beauty Blast. I'm Jeray Banks, and today we're talking a little bit about red light beauty tips. Now, these are all my professional tips and secrets to make your life a little bit easier, queen. So with that being said, my trick of the day is actually shopping for your beauty products at great times of the year. So a couple times of the year that I like to focus on shopping are going to be when the shopping sales happen. Yes, guys, this is the best time to stock up on your personal kit and even buy a couple other items. Now, a couple sales that I like to pay attention to are the Rouge beauty sales at Sephora. These guys are great for Sephora members. This happens about twice a year, in which you're receiving 15 to 20% discounts from Sephora on products that are there. Now, this never happens in cosmetics. Sales just don't happen all that often in general. So you have to take advantage of it when it happens. Another great sale that I love to go ahead and take advantage of is the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. Now, we're actually just coming to the end of the 21 Day of Beauty sale that happened this month in September, but this actually happens twice a year. This happens in March and September for 21 days, in which each day a different beauty product is 50% off. Yes, honey, you heard that right. 50% off. So this month, there was products such as Peter Thomas Roth Anti-Wrinkle Serum. There was Hope in a Jar from Philosophy, a cosmetic superhero mascara, Tarte Blush. The list goes on, my friends. So you have to make sure that you're looking at these times of the year and looking for these sales. Another tip I have is always make friends with someone in the cosmetic industry or someone in that cosmetic arena. So wherever beauty store you like to go to, find a friend, make friends with them. Don't be a fake friend. Actually get their number, text them, say holla at me girl, and ask them when the next beauty sale is happening, and they're sure to have your best interest in mind. Now, if you guys have more beauty questions, make sure to write me at Jeray for the Slay, and I'll be sure to answer your question on the next Beauty Blast. I'll talk to you.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for a DBL Health Alert sponsored by eHealth. A 60-year-old woman ended up in the hospital after mistaking wasabi for guacamole. Yikes, wasabi is Japanese horseradish and avocado is the delicious superfood. She thought the pressure in her chest was a heart attack, but it was actually broken heart syndrome. That's when half the heart becomes misshapen and can't pump blood properly. Fortunately, she did recover after 4 days. So have you ever eaten something that you thought was something else? I mean, I guess this could happen. When I have a chip and put guacamole on it, it's a big part of guacamole. It's big. It's like I get a lot of guacamole. So if I'm not paying attention, I guess I could get a lot of wasabi.
But if you were eating it and it wasn't guacamole, wouldn't you spit it out?
Yeah, I would have immediately
But to be honest, wasabi doesn't get spicy until about 5 to 10 seconds after when it hits the sinus. So you might not have realized, and then
no, but it's still spicy when you touch it. What do you mean? I understand what you're talking about.
Distinct.
Yeah, it doesn't taste at all like guacamole.
I'm trying.
It's just brutal. My brother actually did this. He ended up, we were at a Seder dinner.
Oh, mazel tov.
And you put the horseradish for the watershed.
The gefilte fish.
Okay.
Yep.
So, and then you shed a tear.
Yes, for the tears of the slaves.
Right.
Yep.
And so Aaron was like probably 8 or 9, and he just put a whole thing on the cracker.
Oh yeah.
The
and I turned around, and there was liquid coming from every orifice in his body.
Oh yeah.
That's bad. That horseradish is very hot too.
It's the same thing, like wasabi. It's the same, like in your nose.
Yes.
And then the host was like, "Oh, Aaron has so much empathy."
Oh.
Because he was crying.
Shedding all those tears.
He really gets the Jewish job. Wow. Good for him.
But it clears your sinuses. I'm sure he remembers that story. Huh?
Oh yeah, we tell it all the time. Every Seder that my black family hosts.
I love you, Aaron.
We'll be right back.
Oh.
And for quality health insurance, call eHealth at 1-800-850-0679.
Welcome back to DBL. Edward James Olmos and Danny Pino is starring in FX's Mayans MC. I sat down with the acclaimed actors to talk about the second season and more in today's Chatting with the Stars. Mr. Olmos and Danny Pino, welcome to Daily Blast Live. We're excited you guys are here. Let's get right to it. Danny, my first question is for you, my brother. Mr. Olmos is nothing less than a trailblazer in this industry. I want to know, and this is just personally for me, what was the first thing you did when you found out you were going to be working with him?
The first person I texted, because unless I text this person or call this person, any accomplishment isn't real, was my wife.
Yeah.
And I said, you have no idea who's part of this cast. And she texted back a bunch of question marks. And I wrote, Olmos.
That's beautiful. Now, Mayans MC is a bit of a change of character for both of you guys. Why did you guys choose such hard roles? This is a very difficult role. Here we go.
I didn't read anything before I joined up. I joined up on just the concept of understanding that Kurt was doing it. He was writing it, and he wanted me to help him. And his intentions were really, he says, I really need your help to bring a sense of awareness to this project and give it validity, and I really need you to understand that we're going to dive deeply into this situation along the border. And then I started to read the script and started to watch it being done and said, oh, this is really A-class artistic endeavor.
Talk, Angel. Nothing to talk about.
My boys, they have no connection to my past. I buried it for a reason.
It's about Mom. I know killed her.
Mr. Olmos, Danny Pino, you guys are family now. Thank you guys for joining us here on DBL. We'll be right back.
DBL, it is time to honor our DBL Superstar of the Week. This Kentucky teacher went above and beyond to make sure a student with a physical disability did not feel alone on a field trip. Jim Freeman carried 10-year-old Ryan Neighbors on his back using a special harness so she could explore a state park like the rest of her classmates. Ryan has spina bifida, and she normally uses a wheelchair to get around. And the photos of Jim's kind gesture have gone viral. Ryan's mom said she feels blessed that her daughter could be included.
Look at the cutie. I mean, there's something about a wheelchair that's awkward, because if people don't know it, you never are at the same height as people's voice. So you're always looking up, and there's a sense of I'm less than, because you're always focused on up. So for her to be at that level, priceless.
I know, and I love hearing these stories going viral as opposed to the negative ones.
Good
so
call.
well done. We'll see you Monday, same time, same place. Have a great weekend. Bye.